The following presentation is made possible by the Prairie Grove All Sports Booster Club and sponsored in part by PG Telco. And welcome to a night of Prairie Grove Tiger football. On the behalf of the administration, Superintendent Alan Williams, Assistant Superintendent Vol Woods, Athletic Director Coach Mike Green, Principal Ron Bond, Assistant Principal Joey Saunders, and Head Coach Danny Atcher, his staff, and the entire Prairie Grove Tiger football team, we want to thank you for joining us for tonight's game. The broadcast of tonight's game is made possible through PG Telco, the providers of PGTigersOnline.com. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. Ozark Delight, America's #1 fundraising lollipop. Lewis Automotive, serving all of Northwest Arkansas since 1947. The Bank of Fayetteville, we're banking on your potential. Sterling Drug, serving Prairie Grove since 1918. Flowers and Friends, flowers, gifts, and more with a hometown touch. Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers, shakes, malts, and more, just south of the Northwest Arkansas Mall. J&B Auto, Prairie Grove's bumper-to-bumper auto parts store. And Frederick's One Stop, the one stop for all your needs when you're on the go. Prairie Grove football is also brought to you in part by the Prairie Grove All Sports Booster Club. Showing your Tiger pride is just a membership away. And now your crew for tonight's game, Lynn Gregson, Zach Arns, and Steve Halbert. It's football time in Prairie Grove.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tiger Stadium here in Prairie Grove for tonight's game against the Prairie Grove Tigers and the Shiloh Christian Saints. I'm Lynn Gregson. Beside me is Zach Arns, and Zach, tonight is homecoming.
Homecoming night. Lots of dresses in the stands, and fortunately, I guess for everybody else, we're not wearing dresses.
Well, those who are joining us on the webcast tonight, we are going to go to the homecoming festivities. Until that gets started, Zach and I are going to go ahead and chat a little bit about the game. Forgive us a little bit on the timing tonight. There's a little bit of timing difference than a normal webcast that we do due to the homecoming, so we'll be in and out. Looks like the homecoming court is starting to make their way across the field, and we'll go to our cameraman will go to that immediately when we get ready to start. It looks like we're going to start the festivities. We'll join you right after that. We're going to go to the upstairs to the camera. Hey, Zach. Ladies and gentlemen, those who are watching, as we prepare, we're going to go ahead and announce it. We're going to try to go to the PA, but it's a lot of wind tonight in Prairie Grove, especially here in the press box. So we are going to, we'll kind of announce it here as things go. Zach, as we get ready for tonight's game, there's a lot of excitement there because I think, it's been a few years since Shiloh's been what we call beatable, and I think people think we're having a good chance tonight. Well, here comes the homecoming court for 2011-2012. Entering is freshman-made Madison Creech. She's escorted by Michael Bond and Spencer Galden. Now entering in is freshman-made Jalen Kilborn. She's escorted tonight by Noah Hunter and John Halbert. Again, it's your freshman maid, Jalen Kilborn, and before that, Madison Creech. Entering now is sophomore maid Taylor Adam. She is being escorted tonight by Jacob Call and Christian Denton. Entering now is our second sophomore maid, Lacey Beeks. She is being escorted tonight by Luke Johnson and Colby Elkins. Now entering is junior maid Sydney Jarrow. She's being escorted tonight by Jared Murphy and Cooper Winters. Entering now is Signy Jaro. She's being escorted by Weston Bartholomew and Dalton Falk. And I made a mistake a while ago. The previous was Beverly Baggio, who was escorted by Cooper Winters and Jared Murphy. Carmen Grigson now entering. She is a senior maid, escorted by Drew Sugg. And also being escorted by Webb Pearson. Now entering is senior maid Michelle Lamsargas. She's being escorted tonight by Trenton Southern. And Landon West is also on the camera now. You see, here comes Landon and Trenton, and they're escorting Michelle Lamsargas. And now entering is our 2011 homecoming queen, Miss Ashley Smith. She's being escorted tonight by senior captain tonight, Daniel Schrock, and senior captain Dalton Kurtzinger. Again, our queen, homecoming queen for 2011, Ashley Smith. Now the crowning and coronation of the queen.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please remain standing as the Prairie High School band will play our alma mater. Remain standing as Shiloh Christian will play their alma mater. Then there'll be a 5-minute photo opportunity for you. Prairie High School marching band.
The band's going to play the alma mater. We'll let you listen to that. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll join you right back after these messages.
PG Telco is the proud sponsor of PGTigersOnline.com, where you can find out all the very latest of what's going on with all the sports teams right here in Prairie Grove. But PG Telco is more, a lot more. They offer phone, internet, long-distance services, and bundles, making it all affordable. And that includes DirecTV. For your home or office, staying connected to the fast-paced world is as easy as calling PG Telco. Call 846-7200. That's 846-7200. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. The Bank of Fayetteville, it's a bank, right? It offers all the services that banks offer: checking, savings, commercial loans, personal loans. They even have trust services, and they offer financial planning. And amidst all of this, they've even stepped into the new age, and they offer online banking. But with all of this progress and all these services, they still offer something the other guys have seemingly forgot. They know you by your name, and they treat you with good old-fashioned customer service. The Bank of Fayetteville, with offices in Fayetteville, West Fork, Farmington, and Prairie Grove. Since 1947, there's been a Lewis at the helm of Lewis Automotive. It's family-owned, family-operated by a family that calls Prairie Grove home. Now, you do the math. They'll soon be entering their 65th year of service. 65 years. You don't go that far in any one business without treating people good, and I mean real good. As a matter of fact, Ford awarded Lewis Ford their coveted President's Award, one of the top dealerships in the nation. Run by hometown folks, Lewis Automotive is a proud sponsor of Prairie Grove Tiger football.
Okay, we're back with you, ladies and gentlemen, and they're going to be doing photo ops right now for the homecoming and stuff, Zach. So why don't we talk a little bit about tonight's game? We're halfway through the season
yes, we
now,
are.
And this is a critical game in conference play. Prairie Grove's sitting at 1-1. Shiloh's at 2-0. Shiloh has probably the tougher part of, and so does Prairie Grove. Still some tough games to play. Another important game tonight in the conference is Ozark at Gravette.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one a little later on, update you on the score on that one. But tonight's a big night for Prairie Grove. You don't want to, again, we talked about it last week at Farmington, you don't want to fall 2 games behind the leader. And again, it's a must win. You have to win this football game to stay in the race for the 4A West. We've been looking at Shiloh, and I mean, it's obvious. You lose 6 Division I players, you're not going to be the same team you were a year ago. I don't want to call them vulnerable, but let's be honest, this is not the same Shiloh team that played in Springdale last year. This is a team that averages 108 yards on the ground, just 190 through the air. That's less than 400 yards a game. They averaged over 500 last year. And point-wise, this is where I think the Prairie Groves can draw some hope from. 23 points a game. They were shut out down at Greenwood, 55-0. They lost in just a beatdown against Heber Springs, and last week struggled with Pea Ridge. It's you don't know which team you're going to get here, and for Prairie Grove, you need some good things to happen early. Don't get bedazzled looking at the uniforms. Go out, play your game, and you should be able to hang around and with this team and get it into the fourth quarter.
Well, I think the thing with tonight's game as well, this reminds me more. Back 6 years ago when Shiloh was in the conference before. They went out of the conference for a while and came back. We talked about this earlier, that their last conference loss in any conference that they had was right here on this field in 2005. You and I talked about earlier, one of the great high school games I've ever seen.
Yeah, 42 straight for Shiloh in conference. Last one was right here. You and I were here for this game, and we sat and we watched it. And I don't think they have to employ the same strategy. That was literally the old Dean Smith 4 corners, keep it away from Shiloh kind of thing. I don't think they have to do that tonight. Tonight they have to play their game. And last week we called for 20 for 20. Number 20's got to touch the ball 20 times. He touched it 19. Halfway through the game, he had about 15, 16 carries, and he was only up to about 48 yards, but the threat is always there. And I think Prairie Grove's got to feed him the rock tonight. Otherwise, I think if you get too pass happy and get the stars in your eyes and try to score too many points, I think Prairie Grove could get themselves into trouble. I think they need to slow it down, not to a snail's pace, but they do have to slow it down, and then give it to 20, give it to 30, and then every now and then you hit Jared Murphy on the outside. You hit John Halbert like we saw last week with a couple of long passes, things like that, and Prairie Grove can stay in the game and eventually win this game. I'll be honest with you, I've looked at a couple of games that Shiloh's played this year. Shiloh is not near what they were last year, year before. I won't say Prairie Grove's as talented, but they're as good a football team.
Well, I think it'll be an interesting game tonight. And this is more, over the last 3 years, Shiloh had an extremely special bunch of young men that, like you said, 6 Division I players. When you have that kind of lose that kind of talent, but this is more like we've kind of talked about. It's more evenly matched. Reminds me, like I said, of before they left the conference and came back. There was a lot of competitiveness. Matter of fact, up to that point, Prairie Grove was the only school up to that point who had a winning record against Shiloh. Everyone else. Now Shiloh's won 3 in a row and hold a 9-7 lead in the series. But chance for Prairie Grove to close that tonight. Zach, what do you, if you talked about the keys for us tonight, what do you think as Shiloh looks at it, what they think the keys are tonight?
I think for Shiloh, it's pretty simple. You got to stop number 20. It's clashing styles. Shiloh, I think if they get a lead, that would be good for them. Get a 10-point lead, a 14-point lead, a 20-point lead. That's obviously good for them. But I don't think they can do it against Prairie Grove. I really don't. I think Prairie Grove has the talent to keep this thing close. Then it comes down to penalties, as we've talked about every week. Turnovers, absolutely. And who's going to make the critical errors? I think both teams' margin for error is it's razor thin. This is not, as we've talked about last year's team at Shiloh, they could turn the ball over. It wasn't going to make a difference. They were still going to score 50 points. This week, or this week, it doesn't. You don't have that kind of leeway. I think if Shiloh turns the ball over a couple of times, Prairie Grove could put 28 points on the board like that, and build a lead that may be insurmountable, because then you can take it and slow it down. I think if for Shiloh has a size advantage on the outside. I'm talking about the receivers, not necessarily on the interior line. They've got some big offensive linemen, but they're not as big as they normally are.
Right.
On the outside, they've got a receiver that's 6'5". Prairie Grove's got to figure out some way to either bracket him, man him up with a safety over the top. They've got to figure out some way to take him out of the game and make Michael Stone, the quarterback, go to a secondary target, because frankly, watching him during warm-ups, he does not look anywhere but his primary receiver.
Right. Well, we're going to take a quick timeout. When we rejoin you, we will rejoin you with the Coaches Show with Prairie Grove head coach Danny Absher. And we're going to take that break right now, and we'll join you after the Coaches Show.
It's time now for the Coach's Corner, brought to us by Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas since 1946. What does it take to win a President's Award from Ford Automotive? It takes hard work. It takes dedication, teamwork, a lot of the same ingredients that Coach Absher looks for in his Tiger football team. Well, at Lewis Ford, they won the President's Award because they delivered award-winning service before, during, and after each and every sale. That's the standard that's been set at all of the Lewis Automotive dealerships, be it Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep. Lewis Automotive, delivering award-winning service since 1947. Lewis Automotive says, go Tigers!
Sitting down with Coach Absher in the Coach's Corner. Coach, we've got to go back to last week. That was an emotional roller coaster. How do you feel?
Well, immediately after the game was elated, and the next morning it was hard to get out of bed or move around. It was exhausting, what it was.
So now we got that monkey on the back with Farmington. Now here comes the 55-pound gorilla, Shiloh. It's homecoming. How the players responded this week, and what are we looking for out of Tigers?
Typically, every week seems to be the same for our team. We go back to doing the things that we do, look at mistakes that we've made and try to repair those mistakes. So the practice is who's next, and just go back to fixing your problems and learning what the other team's doing to slow you down. And then we just go to practice, and so it seems to be about the same.
Looks like we talked before that this group of Tigers seems to come to work with a business-like mentality. With the introduction of Shiloh this week, have you seen a little intensity level rise, or are they simply just steady as she goes?
Well, it is steady as she goes. If you didn't see an intensity level rise at Farmington, which it was pretty steady as she goes then it would be hard to see an increase off that if you got one. It's smooth sailing, steady as she goes is what it is.
Looking for some history to repeat itself. I know you've heard it 1,000 times. You guys were the last team to beat Shiloh in conference. It would be a nice send-off if we could be the last team to beat them in the conference again.
Well, that was mentioned in practice yesterday. I mentioned that we need to go get Shiloh, and one of the seniors said, "Yeah, it'll be our last chance." And I said, "I will for you seniors." And he said, "Ever." So that's right. Hopefully.
Well, good luck tonight. Shiloh homecoming on the line. Looking for a good game, you guys.
All right, thanks a lot.
Since 1947, there's been a Lewis at the helm of Lewis Automotive. It's family-owned, family-operated by a family they call Prairie Grove Home. Now, you do the math. They'll soon be entering their 65th year of service. 65 years. Don't go that far in any one business without treating people good. I mean real good. As a matter of fact, Ford awarded Lewis Ford their coveted President's Award, one of the top dealerships in the nation. Run by hometown folks, Lewis Automotive is a proud sponsor of Prairie Grove Tiger football. Rated by a family that calls Prairie Grove home. Now, you do the math. They'll soon be entering their 65th year of service. 65 years. Don't go that far in any one business business without treating people good. I mean real good. As a matter of fact, Ford awarded Luke Ford their coveted President's Award, one of the top dealerships in the nation, run by hometown folks. Lewis Automotive is a proud sponsor of Prairie Grove Tiger football. Automotive is a proud sponsor of Prairie Grove Tiger football.
Well, we're back with you. I want to remind everyone, if you're watching, to go to PG Tigers Online. I know sometimes you go to the PG Telco page to watch, but or sometimes you go through PGTigersOnline.com, but go to PGTigersOnline.com. Go to the comment page. Let us know who you are, where you're listening from. We'll try to give you a shout-out here on the air. And it's always good for us because we know someone's listening from Virginia, Florida, and we check this every week.
Sure,
and
we do.
It's great to everyone who listens to us. We really appreciate it, like to hear. And it also, if there's technical, in these small press boxes and things, there's technical difficulties from time to time, and we like to know if that's happening as well. So keep us informed. Also want to remind you, at the end of the game tonight, we'll have the Steak and Shake Player of the Game, brought to you by Steak and Shake of Fayetteville. And also tonight, our stats will be brought to you by Ozark Delight Candy. So, Zach, you and I, while we were off there, one of the things we talked about that Prairie Grove has to be careful of is not to fall behind early.
Right.
Shiloh still runs that wide open offense, and it can pile the points up if you're not careful.
Yeah, if you let them get out in front of you, they can put the game away pretty quick. And I don't think that Prairie Grove's geared for a large comeback, especially against a team like this. But before we get into that, congratulations on calling your first homecoming court. I think you've got kind of a Wink Martindale, Chuck Woolery future ahead of you. I see you doing some Miss USA stuff here later on. But I think for Prairie Grove, there's a chance that you could get behind, but they can't get desperate.
Right.
You might get down 10 points. You might get down 14 points. You can't start grab bagging at that point. You can't put the ball up on every down. You can't do that sort of thing and expect to get back into the game. Do what you do. And again, as we said last week, I believe number 20, Weston Bartholomew's got to touch the ball 20 times in order for Prairie Grove to win, and he's got to touch it. Doesn't necessarily have to be rushing the ball. It's got to be receiving in the return game. Heck, we'll take it on an interception. However, he's got to touch the football. I think number 20's got to be very involved in what they do tonight.
Well, as we think about, we still got quite a bit of time here before we get to the national anthem and some of the opening of the game. Let's talk a little bit about some other conference action tonight. I think the key game in the conference tonight, Ozark and Gravette. I believe that game's at Gravette.
I believe it is. Yeah, that's the that's the big one tonight. It's the two top teams in the conference as far as we know. We've seen Ozark. We've seen what they can do. They're kind of a throwback team. Gravette's a little bit more, I don't want to say up tempo, but they still run the ball a lot. They've got a nice young tailback that's gaining yards in bunches. So we'll keep you up to date on that one. Keep you up to date as far as how the rest of the conference is going. But this is the game I think that will determine who. It's an elimination game. Gravette and Ozark are going to be there. Is Prairie Grove going to be in that mix, or with a win tonight, they thrust themselves right into it. With a loss tonight, they're not out of it. But now you're not necessarily focused on winning the conference, but you're focused more on just making the playoffs.
Well, I looked at the playoffs too, and the way the playoffs are set up, 5 go.
This is like the hockey playoffs. Everybody makes it.
Yeah, but 5 of the 8 go. But the thing that happens is sometimes the first round's a bye. Ours does not get a bye, and when you don't get a bye, you get 3 home games in your conference, so you need to finish in the top 3. A victory tonight obviously does not assure that, but it gets you a closer step to getting that opening game at home. Should Gravette take Ozark tonight, then all of a sudden we control our own destiny as to what we may be able to do.
Yeah, and tonight is, as we sit here and watch all the homecoming festivities, it's a big game in a lot of different ways for Prairie Grove. This is, we've talked about this before. We talked about it with the game at Cassville. This game's played between the ears for Prairie Grove. They're as talented. They can go out. They can beat any team in the conference. And if you want a stat that will kind of boggle your mind a little bit, Shiloh's been outscored 150-39 this year. Now, you don't hear that very often. They're giving up 30 points a game. Prairie Grove can score points. The question is, can Prairie Grove stop this Shiloh offense?
Well, with P, you don't always know, but with P Ridge scoring 34 last week, which we would.
I don't know about you, but I got home last night. I looked at that final score and said, "What?"
Yeah, and we haven't seen P Ridge play. We can go off a little bit of history, what we know, but knowing that P Ridge probably is not as talented as Ozark, is probably not as talented as Gravette.
And they're not as talented as Shiloh.
And Ozark, so
exactly.
we know this is going to be a competitive game, and we have the ability to score.
I think for Prairie Grove, and it's sort of the same thing for them every week. I think the front four has to get pressure. They've got to be able to get in Michael Stone's face because, frankly, I mean, watching him the last couple of weeks and watching some video on him this week, he locks in on receivers. They turn the ball over at an alarming rate. 16 interceptions this year for Shiloh. So Prairie Grove's going to get chances. You know they're going to get chances. Don't get discouraged if you give up the big play because the next play could be the one where they turn it over. They're not the team they've been in the past couple of years, and if you're going to get them, this is the time to get them.
I think another key part tonight is the play of Cooper Winters has been a spark this year. We talked about early in the season. When you play and start as a sophomore and you come back your junior year, and he's now halfway through. He has started, or I don't remember if he started the first game last year or not, but he's played in 15 high school football games. That's more than a lot of kids play their entire career, and so he's a veteran of sorts, and he's making a lot of smart decisions.
Yeah, he's seen just about everything you can see. He's been on the end of big wins. He's been on the end of some losses here, so nothing should rattle him. What he has to do is exhibit a lot of leadership tonight. If things go badly early, he's got to rally everybody and say, "Hey, we're still in this." If things go real well, he has to say, "Hey guys, calm down. We've got another 3 quarters to play." And that's a veteran as a junior. I mean, it's crazy to say, but as a junior, I mean, he's a true veteran for your football team, and he's certainly the key that makes this engine go.
A couple other thoughts here as we get ready for tonight's game, and one, I want to commend our Prairie Grove student section this year. Prairie Grove historically has been known for great student sections, and we kind of dropped off here for a bit, but I was at a volleyball game last night against Farmington, a heartbreaking loss in a 5-set match. But our kids are out again tonight in full force and dressed up, and it's always great to see that, and a lot of school spirit here at Prairie Grove. Also want to point out that tonight with the homecoming festivities, there's a lot of excitement there, excited about it. We'll have tonight also at halftime, I meant to mention the East Lab this week in Prairie Grove. So it looks like we're getting close to the national anthem here. We're going to take one more quick commercial, and we'll be back, and I believe it'll be time for the national anthem.
So you're having a fundraiser, but you don't want the same old, and you want a project that is turnkey, and you want a product that is fun and flavorable. By the way, that's a brand spanking new word. Well, think Ozark's Delight Lollipops. It's unique, it's fun, and it's highly successful. And a great way to raise some funds and have some fun doing it. Did I mention that it's flavorable? Check out the website, ozarkdelight.com, or call them at 1-800-334-8991. Ozark Delights, America's #1 fundraising lollipop, says go. I want you to try and imagine all the progress that's been made in medicine since 1918. Now try and imagine the progress that's been made in the insurance business as well. Needless to say, the changes have been massive, but Sterling Drug in Prairie Grove has kept up with it all, and Gary Davis and his staff are ready to provide you with the latest and most effective drugs, and they're going to work with the insurance companies as well. While there have been massive changes in medicine and insurance, one thing that has not changed is the quality professional care you'll receive from Sterling Drug. Sterling Drug, keeping you healthy since 1918.
Well, we want to remind you, if you're watching, to go to the comments page, pgtigersonline.com. Let us know where you're listening from. We've heard from David Lehman, Kendall Lehman's son. I always give Kendall his due, the godfather of our webcast.
Yep, made this happen and put our ugly mugs on the web.
And then also, but he's listening tonight from Missouri's longtime Prairie Grove, lifetime Prairie Grove resident, and glad to have him. Anyone else listening out, please let us know where you're watching and listening from. Looks like the students are out on the field and teams getting prepared to come out. Zach, any other additional thoughts for tonight's game?
Well, I'm interested to see how Prairie Grove comes out. Are they going to open it up like they did against Lavaca, where we were throwing the ball all over the place, or is it going to be, the conservative, let's feel them out, wait for somebody to make a mistake? As I said, I think the margin for error tonight's razor thin for both teams.
Okay, it looks like we're getting ready for the national anthem. We're going to go down to the field. if you're waiting there for the national anthem, it looks like the Prairie Grove team, the captains for Prairie Grove, are just now making their way out. Captains tonight, senior Dalton Kurtzinger, also a senior captain tonight, Daniel Schrock, and senior captain Trenton Southern. They make their way. For Shiloh Christian, the captains tonight, number 24 is David Tyler, and number 21, Josh Dillinger. We're going to go to the field there for the coin toss. You know, Zach, as I see the coach go up for Prairie Grove up there, it's amazing what Prairie Grove gets done with 4 coaches compared to a lot of these other staffs. I mean, I know we kind of joke about that a little bit, but it is amazing what those 4 men do. And I want to wish the best to Coach Laird's father. He had a heart surgery this week. Coach Laird was up there in Cleveland for that, and we wish his father the best. I was looking for Coach earlier. I heard that he made it back, but I have not seen him yet. We do wish his father the best and a speedy recovery. And they're looking for Coach Laird, and Zach pointed out, it looks like Prairie Grove's going to be receiving. So they won the toss, Zach, and are elected to receive. That sends a message, doesn't it?
Interesting strategy. Coach Absher normally likes to kick and play defense, but he wants football first, trying to get the first points on the board. And in a game like this, I think you definitely want to get the first points on the board.
Well, it looks like tonight's festivities a little bit different than usual with the homecoming. There's a lot of different things going on, so just be patient with the game's going to kick off here in a bit. We're waiting the national anthem. And here comes Shiloh Christian Saints. They're coming onto the field. Shiloh Christian looks like they fill pretty much the visiting stands over there, Zach. Our neighbors from up in Springdale, or I guess Shiloh can have them from a lot of different places here, but the home of the schools in I
got to tell you,
Shiloh,
they've already set one record tonight for the longest alma mater in human history. That thing took 14 minutes to get that done with.
And now Prairie Grove's getting ready to come out of the field with the student line out there, and Prairie Grove looks fired up back there. They're getting me fired up now, Zach. And here they come, the Prairie Grove Tigers onto the field, led by Zeke. That is Zeke Laird bringing the flag, and look at the Tigers. The Tigers want to end that conference winning streak where that streak started.
Yep,
we
ended one streak, and let's start another one. Let's send them home with another loss here.
Since I'm always dogging on Notre Dame, I will give them a compliment. They're the ones known for ending streaks. The great UCLA basketball streak, I give them credit for that.
I can tell you this, my Fighting Irish have not ended any streaks lately. They've started a lot of them, but they haven't ended any of them. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, they did. They also broke the Oklahoma longest winning streak. Okay, we're going to stand here for the national anthem, and I love what we've changed this year, Zach, that we do the national anthem just before the kickoff here, and the music's in the background. And
I got to tell you, Jake McBride's done a lot of work on the pregame, and I can tell you that we're starting a new tradition here tonight. Between the third and the fourth quarter, Jake and I were conspiring on Wednesday. He said, things were a little quiet there in the third quarter at Farmington last week, so Jake and I have conspired, and we got a little something ready between the third and the fourth quarter.
Well, it's got me curious because I don't know what this something is.
Well,
but
I'll tell you this. What's Prairie Grove's fight song? On Wisconsin. I can tell you it comes straight out of Wisconsin.
Well, that's great for tonight. Well, Shiloh prepares to kick off. Looks like number 34 for Shiloh. That is Sung Lee is the kicker for Shiloh.
That's Sung Jae Lee.
Sung Jae Lee is the kicker. Back deep for Prairie Grove that's Colby Elkins is deep. And, Zach, looking at Prairie Grove's lineup here, there's a lot of space between the 38 and 10.
I think
it is time for the
they're pretty
kickoff.
certain that Colby's going to return this one.
This feels good, Zach. I'm fired up. The crowd is standing to start the kickoff. They're ready to play tonight. We're
Weather's
ready.
Getting cooler. It's football time.
This is great. And now there's the whistle. Tigers are prepared for just anything, and there's a lot of room there. And now he's going to kick it deep, and he's going to just
forget about that one.
And that field goal just short.
I think that one went through.
Did it go through it?
I believe it did.
All right, so our cameraman up there said the ball goes through the uprights. Nice kick there by Lee, and Prairie Grove starts tonight at their own 20-yard line.
Be interesting to see how they start here tonight, whether it's going to be, the wide open attack that we've seen, in some weeks, or whether it's going to be the conservative, give the ball to Schrock and Bartholomew kind of night. But here we go.
Well, here come the Tigers. They're going to have the ball first down and 10, ball at their own 20. Cooper Winters, the quarterback. Bartholomew and Schrock. There's Bartholomew around the right side. He's got room. And Weston, nice block. And Weston over the 40 to the 42-yard line. He's knocked out of bounds by number 7, Chandler Smith. But I'll tell you what, if he was this close to turning that corner all the way, Zach.
Yeah, he got around the corner a lot faster than they have the last couple of weeks. Remember with the Farmington and back into Ozark, the linebackers were shooting through the gaps and cutting off that play. And Weston got outside, got a nice seal block from Jared on the outside. It's a nice way to start a game, 17-yard game.
Yeah, it looked like he stepped out before I originally called it. There is Schrock right up the middle. He's going to pick up probably 3-4 yards there over the 40, right at the 40-yard line. We'll call it a 4-yard pickup there. 2nd down and 6 for the Tigers.
Just looking at Shiloh Christian, I mean, last year when Prairie Grove played them, you could see a size difference. Oh. This year there is no size difference. In fact, I think across the starting 5 across the front may be bigger for Prairie Grove.
Now we're 5 wide here with Cooper Winters. He rolls to his right. He looks.
Landon's open.
And he's got room to run. He's going to make.
Good block out there from Landon on the corner. Sprung Cooper for a couple extra yards.
He gets maybe a couple yards on that. I think on that one, Zach, from my take, I think he could have taken off a little earlier. There was a lane there for a minute.
He missed Landon. Landon was open out in the flat. He was looking downfield, looking for a big play, and sometimes you just dump it out to your back, get a couple of yards in the flat, and see where you can go from there.
Well, we'll give him a yard on that carry, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 for Prairie Grove. Prairie Grove's had 2 plays out of bounds, which has stopped the clock tonight. And 11 minutes, 12 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Prairie Grove in their wing tee. And now Winters rolling to his right. That's Landon West. Landon catches it. He's out at about the 49-yard line. And the Tigers pick up a critical 3rd down. Zach, that's something we've talked about all year. 3rd down conversions has not been Prairie Grove's strength,
good.
But we got it that time.
Yep, they sure did. That's good safe pass. Landed out in the flat. That's the same route they ran, just minus 1 receiver. Landed out in the flat route. The outside wide receiver running either a post or a curl.
There's Winters. Prairie Grove again lining up in the wing tee. There's Weston. Weston pounds it up the middle. He's going to pick up a couple of yards.
Haven't seen that play in a couple of weeks. That's the inside trap they scored against Lavaca with a couple of times.
J.T. Rhodes and David Tyler on the tackle. We're going to let's give him 2 yards on that one, Zach, I believe.
I just think you need to keep giving Weston the football because there's the big, there's always the potential for the big play out of Weston. Just keep giving him the ball, and eventually he's going to explode.
I like the way we're attacking between the tackles, and taking Schrock
Here's
there.
A wrinkle. John Halbert's playing the wingback. We haven't seen that this year.
And there may be, he's looking for him. It's underthrown.
There it is.
John Halbert. Oh! Halbert usually with sure hands there, but good play there by number 7,
How about
Chandler
the recognition
Smith.
by the color guy? That's a little wrinkle. We see Halbert, who normally plays at the split end. We see him come in at the wingback spot, run that post pattern down the middle.
Zach, you did pick up on that quick. We don't see him there, and he was open. Cooper underthrew him a little bit.
Yeah,
I think if Cooper would have let it,
as he let the ball go.
He didn't have a ton of time, but he hung in the pocket. Prairie Grove has moved the ball about 30 yards here. So
who says I don't watch a little film during the week?
And here's Cooper rolling to his right this time. He's got some time. He's got some blocking. Passes incomplete.
Good decision. Throw it away.
Intended for Dalton Falk. But, that nice, no touchdown there, but with a good punt here, we'll flip the field on them. And
yeah, you need Cooper to pin him inside, hopefully inside the 15-yard line, and then, then you play defense. And that's, hopefully the plan this week is, against Shiloh you want to bend, but you don't want to break. You can trade field goals. That's okay. I think we have a better field goal kicker personally, but I think you can trade field goals at this point.
Watching our first series, so we can move the football tonight. We can move the football. And there's a good snap. He's going to get a very nice punt. Fair catch called for right at the 10-yard. Fumbles the ball. And that's number 21, Josh Dillinger, and he fair catches on the 10. So Prairie Grove flips the field on their first possession, and Shiloh's got to start just inside their own 10-yard line.
Yep, nice.
Big. This can set a tone for the game right here, Zach.
Yeah, it definitely can. And you'd like to get a quick 3 and out and get the football back, but boy, you don't want to give up the big play early.
Crowd chanting defense.
Yeah, Christian Denton out one-on-one on the top side on Dellinger.
Michael Sloan is the quarterback.
Doesn't look like he's going to get any
There's flag on the play. Looks like it's a false start.
When they opened up with the 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen or to the right. They left Dellinger, their 6'3" wide receiver, on the top side, one-on-one with Christian Denton. It doesn't look like they're going to give Christian any help over there. Colby's not sliding over. I don't know if Christian's. Christian's a good player, but I don't know if you're 6'3". That's a simple jump ball.
Well, number 11's over there now with him. That's 5'10", 145. Ryan Michaels, if I got the number right there, Zach. Sloan, the quarterback. And there's a handoff here. That's number 4. And he's got room. Number 4, Connor Clark. Nice run there by Shiloh Christian up and gets him out of their hole there up to their own 28-yard line. Brought down by Colby Elkins. Don't know if Prairie Grove was quite, they're used to seeing so much Shiloh throwing the ball. They come out with a nice.
Well, they had shots at him. He got free. They three missed tackles on that play.
That was Connor Clark. This time, number 24. And there's another big hole. There's a fumble on the play. Prairie Grove's got it. That is Colby Elkins. Colby Elkins picks it up. And the crowd is on its feet. I'm sure if you are listening, you can hear them in the background tonight. Zach,
opportunities. This is what we've talked about all season long. This is an opportunity.
When you've got the field position, you've got to capitalize. Got to take advantage of it now. Prairie Grove 1st and 10, ball at Shiloh 32. Winters looking over the line there. Noah Hunter ran right into number 86, Taylor Thompson. If he'd have gone outside, he had a little room there, but he ran right into Thompson. Loss of a couple yards on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 12 for the Tigers. Really need to capitalize here, Zach.
Yeah, they do. And this is going to be an interesting play selection here. You got 2nd and long.
And now Winters, he's got plenty of time. He's open. He's got him. Oh, he pushed him down. And we're going to get there's going to be a pass interference there. That was Landon West, the intended receiver. Okay, and here is Weston Bartholomew around the right side. He's got some room. He's at the 15, 10. He's knocked out of bounds at around the 5-yard line.
He's recovered at the 32. It should.
And now here's the Tigers at the 7. There's Daniel Schrock. He's met. First hit look there by number 31 for Shiloh Christian. That was J.T. Rhodes.
I got it.
3-yard gain there by Schrock. Okay, here's the Tigers. They're at the 4-yard line. In motion is Landon West. Flag on the play, and I think Prairie Grove may have moved there. It's like a false start, illegal procedure there on Prairie Grove. And that's going to be a 5-yard walk-off. That hurts, Zach.
Yeah, it does. But you've got some momentum here. Capitalize, get some points on the board here. You don't like the mental mistakes, but a 5-yard penalty, you can overcome that.
That's going to back the ball up to about the Prairie Grove, just inside the 9-yard line of the Shiloh Christian Saints. Prairie Grove with a great opportunity here.
Boy, if they can punch this in, boy, you talk about an energy boost and a confidence boost.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what I like here, Zach. I would keep pounding Weston Adam. They have not stopped him on the corner yet. I would make them stop him before I quit.
I'm surprised just in watching tape of Prairie Grove that they're not shooting the gaps like everyone else has against that sweep.
There's West in motion again. Now that's Cooper Winters. He's got open. Landon wide open. Oh, in and out of the hands of Landon West. He was open, Zach.
He was open, just a little high, a little wide.
That's 3rd down and goal from the 9. The thing is, we have a field goal kicker that can make it here.
Yes, we do,
Zach.
and you have to take the points when they present themselves. Cooper just off to a 1-for-4 start tonight. If there's a draw play in the package, this is probably the time.
I don't think I've seen him run a draw this year.
A screen, something along those lines, because I think Shiloh's going to gear up and come after Cooper, because here we are in the shotgun.
He needs a little time, a little protection. He can take off running too, Zach. He's got time. He's got it!
Touchdown.
Give him 6!
Weston Bartholomew.
Give him 6! Noah, that is Weston Bartholomew in the corner.
Is it? Nope, that's Noah Hunter. Is it?
No, it's number 20.
It is Weston. 20. That's 20, 28. I can't tell.
They've built so similar, but give him 6. Nice pass there from Cooper Winters.
Yep.
And now Prairie Grove strikes blood first, and boy, there's a lot of energy in the
Cooper
stands
had
tonight.
2 guys open. Christian Denton was running a post right towards the goalpost. He was open, but he waited for Weston to come through on the backside, put the ball right on the money.
I think he locked in on Weston early there, Zach.
I think he heard my 20 for 20. He knew we had to get the ball to him 20 times.
Here goes the snap, and it is in the air, and it is good.
Got it. Good.
And with 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go, the score, Prairie Grove 7, Shiloh Christian Saints 0. We'll be back right after this.
Every lady remembers that first rose, that first dozen roses, the corsage from the prom, and those memories are made even sweeter from Flowers and Friends in Prairie Grove. Flowers and Friends specializes in fresh and silk flower arrangements for all occasions, from weddings, parties to proms and more, even Decoration Day. Flowers and Friends can create a lasting memory. Flowers and Friends, friendly service and satisfaction is guaranteed. 846-2137. Flowers and Friends. Flowers, gift, and more with a hometown touch in downtown Prairie Grove.
Come see me when you're done.
Well, if you just joined us, Prairie Grove just scored, and they go up with 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the first half. The Tigers lead 7-0. And I believe it's been a while, Zach, since Prairie Grove's had a lead on Shiloh. It's been at least...
It has been. It's been a
few years.
Yeah,
yep.
it definitely wasn't last year. But
well,
it'll be interesting to see. Now we're into the game. Shiloh's settled down, hopefully, and Prairie Grove settled down, and we'll get into kind of our nip and tuck what we expected out of this.
Landon Allen preparing to kick. As we've talked about, Landon's been a big weapon for us on kickoffs this year. And there is the kick. It's going to be a deep kick. It's going to be fielded around the 10-yard line. Number 4, Trenton Southern on the tackle. That was number 4 on the carry, Connor Clark. Bartholomew helped him out a little bit as well, up to about the 26-yard line. And
one of the underreported things in this is this group that's playing out there right now for Prairie Grove.
Frozen. Hang on a second here. Go. All right, Henry, I'm going to stop this for just a second, and I'm going to come back and do it. We had just a slight break in the action there. First, the pass was incomplete. There's Connor Clark, and he's tackled there. That's number 67, Jacob Call.
Little wildcat formation out of Shiloh, and Jacob not fooled.
A gain of about a yard, and so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 9 for Shiloh. You know, Jacob last night, I was at the volleyball game, I'll tell you about. He was leading the cheer section last night, and there he's leading the tacklers. 3rd down, there's Sloan on the roll. He's got a man open, incomplete, intended for number 11, Ryan Michaels. Nice coverage there by, I think that was Cooper Winters over there on the coverage. So that's going to bring up a 4th down, a 3 and out that time, Zach, for the Tiger defense on the Christian Saints. Yeah, it is. The punt for Shiloh goes to about the Prairie Grove 35-yard line, and that's where the Tigers will take over.
Good, strong run by Daniel Schrock.
Schrock. Nice carry there by Daniel Schrock. Prairie Grove with the ball at their own 43-yard line. About a 7-yard pickup there for Schrock. This time Cooper Winters keeps. He's got a lot of room. He's over the 50. That's a horse collar. And now Shiloh looks like number 86, Christian Denton down there. I think they're going to get called for a horse collar there. No horse collar in high school, is it?
No, there isn't.
Let's see what the call. There's a flag on the play. But nice run by Cooper. We get the ball back after fumble. Heads-up play by
Good
Christian
hustle
Denton.
by Christian Denton. Looked like Jarius Wright last week against Texas A&M going after the loose ball.
Well, the Tigers are back in business at the Shiloh 20 inside. And there is Bartholomew, a tough about 3 or 4 yards there for Bartholomew. He's going to pick up a good 3 yards there, Zach. Ball's inside the 20 at about the 19-yard line.
You know, halfway through the first quarter, I don't think he could have scripted a better start for Prairie Grove.
No, this has been a very good start for the Tigers tonight. If you're listening to us, please go to the comment page on pdtigersonline.com. Go to comments. Let us know where you're listening from and who you are. We'd love to give you a shout-out. Winners. Again, this time it's nice move there by Bartholomew. He's going to be wrapped up by several of the Saints, led by number 13, Nathan Gilbert, also helping out on the tackle, number 21, Josh Dillinger. Bartholomew's down about the 15. He's going to bring up a 3rd down, and let's call it a long 3. Let's see. We got Natalie Bartholomew listening. Would be there in person, homesick with the baby tonight. Natalie, thank you for watching us tonight and keeping us informed of where people are. It's 3rd down, long 3 for the Tigers. Winters throws to big Jared Murphy. That's your play, Zach. You love that play.
I've called for Jared Murphy to get the football all year long. Good route, a good stop route, ran right down to the sticks, turned around, caught the football, got a couple extra yards.
Tigers have got the ball inside the 10. 1st and goal. We'll call it 1st and goal from the 9. Prairie Grove leaving 7-0. 4 minutes, 14 seconds to go here in the first quarter. This would be a great start. Can the Tigers jump up on 2 touchdowns? And there is Weston Bartholomew. He's got some room. Give him out at the 1-yard line.
Wow. Good play. Good play. They are just working that outside sweep against Shiloh, and Shiloh has no answer whatsoever.
I like the way Prairie Grove is mixing the pass, mixing the run. A lot going on tonight. We got a 3rd down, another 3rd down conversion. Zach, what are we tonight on 3rd down conversion?
Thus far, 3 out of 4.
No, I know it's 2nd and goal, but we picked up the 3rd down on the previous play on a pass play.
3 out of 4 tonight.
Yeah, so 3 of 4 on 3rd down conversion. 2nd and goal from the 1. The Tigers, and Jared Murphy moves there on the right side. Costly penalty there. Let's hope it doesn't keep us from the end zone. No, we've had 2 penalties tonight inside the 10.
Yep.
Inside the 5.
Those are mistakes. You've got to eliminate those mistakes. We've talked about it all year long. Penalties and turnovers.
Tigers with the ball at the 6. 2nd down and goal from the 6-yard line.
Weston's got 6 carries, 48 yards so far.
And a pass reception. So he's got
a pass reception.
So he's got 7 touches tonight. We like to see him with 20 touches. He's over a third of the way there.
7 right now.
And now there's Daniel Schrock. He's got room.
Touchdown.
Give him 6. Prairie Grove touchdown. So Prairie Grove goes up.
Impressive. In a word, impressive. Very impressive drive for the Tigers.
So Prairie Grove 13-0 with the extra point coming. Good snap, down, kick is in the air, and right through the uprights. And it is good. And with 3 minutes and 44 seconds to go here in the first quarter, it's Prairie Grove 14, Shiloh Christian 0. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tigers are on fire tonight, and you can tell from the crowd. We'll be back right after these messages.
Where in Prairie Grove can you go to get your gas, grab a tank of propane, a bag of ice, your favorite snack, and a soda drink, have your breakfast or lunch prepared fresh, made to order, wash that down with your favorite drink, and follow that with a hand-dipped ice cream? There's only one place that I know of that comes close to all of that in Prairie Grove. Locally owned and operated, it has to be Frederick's One Stop. And did I mention the coffee breaks in the afternoon were all the world? Prairie Grove Tiger Athletics.
Landon Allen preparing to kick for the Tigers.
You know, we were in this situation last week against Farmington. You know, big lead, playing well, and you don't want to get complacent in this, so you got to keep playing. This is a dangerous team that you're playing who can score points in a hurry.
There's Landon's kick. Fielded just around the 10-yard line. And a nice hit there. That's Christian Denton.
We got a flag down.
Flag on the play. Christian Denton on the stop. Was that 4 again? Was that again Clark on the return?
That would have been Cox.
Cox, number 1. Chris Cox on the return. I got to tell you, we start talking about our players of the game. I don't want to start early,
for that, don't you think?
But the thing I do like about Christian, he's holding the field tonight. Yep. He's heads up plays. Mm-hmm. The recovered fumble was huge because Cooper had a long run that could have ended a big drive. There's going to be a mark off there. I did not see the flag or what the penalty was. It was a hold.
Hold on Shiloh. We'll back him up 10 yards and start
That's
over
gonna
again.
Back him up. That's 10 yards to the 18-yard line. And Zach, we've talked about keys all year long. One has been one key has been taking advantage of field position. Tonight, Prairie Grove's doing it,
far?
And they've had good field position tonight. They've had Shiloh not in good field position tonight, and I don't know if that's limited Shiloh's play call or not. Not typically it wouldn't, but
really
tonight.
Had the ball that much.
This is their 3rd possession of the night.
Oh,
and hitting the backfield, that's Jacob Call.
New dance for Jacob tonight.
And Jacob blows
got
up
the Carl Lewis, Jane Fonda dance tonight. Not sure what that is.
I hope that those listening tonight can hear the crowd, and for those that not, everyone's on their feet tonight. It's great to see. 2nd down and 13.
Shiloh's going to go a little hurry up here, try and change the tempo of the game.
That is Dillinger in motion, and there's going to be another flag. Well, Zach, and I'll let our listeners know if it kind of goes silent there for a bit right now. Last week in our broadcast, our computer got hot and we had to reboot, and it's getting that way again tonight. So if you hear it silent for a minute, we're just trying to make sure we don't lose our feed and stuff. So hang with us, and there's a penalty.
You're really not losing that much with the sound. You just lose us. Well, I'll tell you what, Shiloh is way out of sync right now. They're trying to go hurry up, trying to change the tempo of the game, and boy.
Have you been able to capture the penalties tonight, Zach, for them? They've had quite a few. There's an option play. Nice run there by number 3. Then some help. That was number 14, Brandon Nodier out there, and then also helping out John Halbert. He's going to hobble off a little bit there.
3rd and long. I'm surprised.
He picked up maybe a yard on the play. It looked like he got a little bit more. That's right. They had the 5 yards. They had the penalty.
I'm just surprised that Shiloh has not tried to take advantage of this matchup here with Dellinger on any of the defensive backs. He's 6'3". Throw the ball up in the air, you're probably going to win more than you lose.
And man is wide open there. Yeah. Nice play by Shiloh.
Prairie Grove went into a zone, and they lost Cox coming across the middle on the drag route. They just completely lost him.
And he was wide open.
He was wide open.
A nice catch there by the Shiloh Christian team, brought down by Dalton Falk, but that was a good first down there for Shiloh. 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Prairie Grove leads. Now the passing game's opening up a little bit. There's number 7, Chandler Smith. He's brought down by Jacob Call, but Shiloh's starting to open up the passing game a little bit.
They're starting to get into a bit of a rhythm here, and Prairie Grove's got to do something to get a negative play here, get them back in a 3rd and long.
They're starting to hit the dump passes. They're starting to, starting to open it up. Has Prairie Grove guessing now. 1:37 seconds to go here. Now they're going to take a run play.
There is no running room. None.
That looks like Schrock on the tackle there. Number 1, Chris Cox on the carry. 2nd down or 3rd down, and let's call it 2 for Shiloh. That was no gain on the play there. Maybe a slight loss, Zach. 3rd down and 2. Big play here. 1 minute, 10 seconds to go here in the. Now, Prairie Grove showing blitz. Now Call's going to back up. And they are coming on an option.
Yeah, he's got the
He's got room. John Halbert.
Good play.
Did you see the way Billinger had him stood up? Halbert played off of the block and made the tackle. It was a first down. Nice run there by Chandler Smith. But what a play there by John Halbert.
Yeah, he stood him up and managed to hold up keep his left outside shoulder free, make the tackle. You can't ask a defensive back to play that any better.
First and 10 for Shiloh. They're in Prairie Grove territory. And a nice run there by Cox. Cox makes his way down inside the 40, down to the Prairie Grove 36-yard line. Brought down by Dalton Falk. And now all of a sudden with the mixing of the pass play, Shiloh's starting to move the ball.
Yeah, they're getting into a rhythm here.
They're going into no huddle here.
But you had to expect this at some point. They were going to get their offense untracked and get going. Now what you have to do is limit the damage here. If you can keep them here and force a punt, great. If not, a field goal is your next best option.
He's looking, and now they're trying to win deep here and pass
well played
intended.
by Noah. He didn't bite on the out and up fake. Stayed with his man, got into his body, made a nice play out there.
2nd down and 10. 28 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Prairie Grove leading 14-0.
Just really surprised Shiloh has not tried to take advantage of that Dellinger matchup on any of the defensive backs. I mean, he's 6'3".
There's Sloan. He's going to be knocked out of bounds. I couldn't see who knocked him out there. Looks like Christian Denton that got him out of bounds. Pick up of maybe 3 yards, maybe 4. Let's call it 3 yards on the play. 3rd down and 7 for Shiloh. 23 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Shiloh in Prairie Grove territory. I think this is their deepest penetration tonight.
Need a negative play here for Prairie Grove. A negative play, a stop. I mean, whatever you need here. If you can hold them here, I don't think they've got the field goal kicker to get a field goal from here. You put them in a 4th and long.
I would think with Shiloh's offense here, they would probably be a 4th down here. I think they would.
I think they're in 4th down territory. If it's 4th and less than what they've got
nice
right
pick up on the blitz there by Shiloh. Ball.
Nice play.
Sloan intended for number 41, Austin Hewitt. John Halbert, good coverage there.
As I said during the pregame, Stone, the quarterback, he locks in on one guy. He's not looking for anybody else. That's going to bring up a 4th and 7. I think Prairie Grove can sort of gamble a little bit with that, especially the safeties. Read the quarterback's eyes. He'll take you right to the ball.
Even on the fake on the hitch up there, he locked in on the guy
he's completely locked in on one receiver.
Prairie Grove getting a little pressure, and now Sloan's going to run, and it looks like he's going to get the first. He's down to about the Prairie Grove 25-yard line, so he's going to get the first down. Prairie Grove did have good pressure that time, but right at the Prairie Grove 25 on a 4th down and 7, Zach.
Yep.
Big play there for Shiloh.
Yeah, Prairie Grove's going to have to start accounting for him, whether they spy him or maybe have the tackle slow rush up the gut. But you've got to start accounting for him because he can run on you.
Well, what I think Prairie Grove needs to do, Shiloh's starting to move the football. Need a stop here, but when Prairie Grove gets the ball back, don't stop what we're doing well. Just keep pounding. Shiloh with the ball, 9 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Prairie Grove leading 14-0. There's Cox. He's going to be tackled there by Christian Denton. Pick up of maybe 7 yards. Let's see where they got him. I'm sorry, that's about a 5. Well, it is about a 7-yard pickup. Well, that's the end of the first quarter with our score. The Prairie Grove Tigers 14, Shiloh Christian Saints 0.
PG Telco is the proud sponsor of PGTigersOnline.com, where you can find out all the very latest of what's going on with all the sports teams right here in Prairie Grove. But PG Telco is more, a lot more. They offer phone, internet, long-distance services, and bundles, making it all affordable. And that includes DirecTV. For your home or office, staying connected to the fast-paced world is as easy as calling PG Telco. Call 846-7200. That's 846-7200. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. The Bank of Fayetteville, it's a bank, right? It offers all the services and they offer financial planning. And amidst all of this, they've even stepped into the new age and they offer online banking. But with all of this progress and all these services, they still offer something the other guys have seemingly forgot. They know you by your name and they treat you with good old-fashioned customer service. The Bank of Fayetteville, with offices in Fayetteville, West Fork, Farmington, and Prairie Grove.
Okay, back with you. We're going to start here the second quarter. Shiloh on the march. They're down to Prairie Grove, about the 18-yard line of Prairie Grove.
Unbalanced line here.
First down for Shiloh.
Yeah, they had 3 shots at him, and Smith got away from him on all 3 tries.
Intended for Dillinger.
You know, if you're Prairie Grove, I don't think you could expect any more out of the first quarter. I mean, you outgained Shiloh. You ran more plays than they did. You shut them out in the first quarter. Just a perfect start to the football game. Now you've got to continue it.
There's Sloan up on a quarterback draw. He's inside the 10. He's going to be close to the first down. Shiloh saw something there on the
yeah, they're
inside.
spreading them out, and Prairie Grove's moving linebackers outside to cover the receivers. And it's it's a good play. I mean, you've got numbers when the linebackers pull out.
Here's Sloan again. He's just going to take it and run. He's looking for the corner. He's going to have the first, and he's going to be stopped right about the 1 or 2 yard line. But he picks up the first down. So Shiloh trying to get on the board here. They're down to the Prairie Grove 1. Defense has been on the field a long time
right
now,
have.
Zach.
And it's they've had a couple of chances to get off the field. Haven't had the chance here, but this is where you got to stiffen. Hopefully, it's 1st and goal on the 1. You'd like to see a field goal attempt out of this.
Shiloh wanting to get on the board, draw back close here, down 14-0. And that's Cox.
You got a penalty now. Fumbled it.
There's a fumble. There's a fumble on the play. There's a fumble on the play. Oh, it's a touchdown. Looks like they fumbled and were able to recover. I can't see who got it or what. That was Cox on the
carry. Don't know who came up with it under there. Looks like he may have recovered his own fumble.
So Shiloh gets on the board. It's 14-6. Lee with the extra point, tips it in the air. It's good. And with 10 minutes and 46 seconds remaining here in the first half, it's Shiloh Christian 7, Prairie Grove Tigers 14.
Since 1947, there's been a Lewis at the helm of Lewis Automotive. It's family-owned, family-operated by a family that calls Prairie Grove home. Now, you do the math. They'll soon be entering their 65th year of service. 65 years. You don't go that far in any one business without treating 1947. There's been a Lewis at the helm of Lewis Automotive. It's family-owned, family-operated by a family that calls Prairie Grove home. Now, you do the math. They'll soon be entering their 65th year of service. 65 years. You don't go that far in any one business without treating people good, and I mean real good. As a matter of fact, Ford awarded Lewis Ford their coveted President's Award, one of the top dealerships in the nation. Run by hometown folks, Lewis Automotive is a proud sponsor of Prairie Grove Tiger football.
Lee preparing to kick off for Shiloh, who's got on the board. It's 14-7. Prairie Grove leads. Tigers preparing for almost anything. They're looking for a spot in there, and they found it. It drops, and that's going to be number 7, Nick Sugg. Sugg makes a little sidestep there. He's a tough runner. He's a sophomore, and he's tackled by number 31 for Shiloh. That is J.T. Rhodes. Well, Zach, let's see how Prairie Grove responds to that.
This is a big drive here. You've got to answer that score with at the very least, a nice time-consuming drive. Take some time off the clock.
Well, the Tigers will start at their own 28. Heads-up play. They shot that gap there that Prairie Grove's provided on that kickoff.
Well, Shiloh's got 2 guys lined up to kick the football. They've got Lee and the other kicker lined up looking for a possibility at an onside. Big drive for Prairie Grove.
First and 10, Prairie Grove. Ball at their own 28. Cooper Winters fakes. He's got a man open. That's Halbert. Oh, in and out of the hands. Halbert. Connor Clark on the coverage.
Oh, man.
You know, Halbert typically is sure-handed tonight. He's had a couple hit his hands.
Yeah,
nice coverage, though. He wasn't, but...
That's ball you got to catch. It's ball you got to catch.
One
they set that one up nicely. Shiloh has got 10 guys in the box.
Well,
they're going man-to-man on the outside receiver. 10 guys are in the box. They're going to take the running game away eventually. You got to take advantage of it.
Well, there's Bartholomew. He's looking for a room. He's going to get about 5 yards there, maybe 6. Let's see, they're going to mark that at the 33, so that's a 5-yard pickup. 3rd down and 5 for Prairie Grove. 3 for 4 on 3rd down conversions tonight. Big one here.
This is a really big one.
A lot of time still go here in the first half. Prairie Grove leading 14-7, 10 minutes to go in the first half. Cooper Winters under center. He rolls to his right. There's someone holding there, and he's got, that's Dalton Falk, and Dalton has it. He hangs on to it, Zach.
Nice catch.
He hung on to it.
Great adjustment to the ball. Ball was thrown behind him. He turned the wrong way, but a great adjustment. The corner from Shiloh got burned. I don't know what he was looking at, but he got burned.
I don't know if you saw it, Zach. In the middle of the field, there was a Shiloh guy, took our receiver and threw him down. Well, it was not away from the ball, but it was just before Cooper released the ball. Cooper heads up play, and Dalton fought with a great catch. I thought he dropped it there for a minute.
He caught it with his hands. We don't see that a whole lot.
1st and 10, ball at the Shiloh 22. There's big Daniel Strock. He's going to fall forward for about a 3 or 4 yard gain. That'll work, Zach.
Yeah, we'll definitely take that one. That's a nice play, great adjustment to the football by Dalton. You know, he's getting better as the season's going on.
Well, he fell 4 for 4 yards. That was he got more out of it than I thought, Zach.
You know, the more that Shiloh starts to put more guys in the box, Prairie Grove has got to take chances deep. They have to. They simply have to. There are too many big plays to be had on the outside.
High formation this time for Prairie Grove, and there's going to flag, and I think Prairie Grove is going to have a false start. I hope we're not getting offsides on the offense. We had that three
times last week, yeah.
Maybe not.
No, I think it was a false start.
Yeah, he's ready to mark it off. So that's going to I don't know if you noticed this, Zach, but we just had a 4 yard mark off.
I thought it was 6. Ball went back to the 23. They're on about the 17.
No, he only won 4 yards on the first play.
Shh.
Second down and 10 for the Tigers. Maybe it's just where I'm looking across the field, and they're going to give it. There's Cooper. He's rolling. He's got in and out of the hands of Christian Denton. He had a man down there. I'm not so sure he had plenty of room to run that time, Zach.
I think you got to keep taking those shots deep. If Shiloh's going to cram that many guys into the box, you have got to keep taking shots like this because eventually you're going to make here. This is a big. We talked about this earlier. This is a big down, third down conversions. I don't think you necessarily have to get the whole distance here. Use Landon Allen if you don't pick up the first down. Get points on the board. Keep it at a 2-score game. Keep Shiloh at an arm's distance.
Well, even here, this would be a tough field goal for Landon, but it's not out of his reach. Third down, 10 for the Tigers. Cooper rolls to his left. He squares up. He throws. He's got a completion. That's Colby Elkins fighting for the first.
That's close. That's really close.
I think it's going to be a tad bit short based on where they marked it. It's going to be fourth and about a yard. I think, boy, Zach, when you're playing Shiloh and you're in this situation, as much as I'd like to get points on the board with fourth and a yard, I think you got to go here, Zach. I know you may disagree. You agree with points, but, boy, look how close we are, Zach. It's close.
I'm a big fan of points. I like points. I say you take the points, but
Zach,
they haven't stopped you all night up the middle. They haven't done anything to stop Schrock or why not spread them out and let Cooper Winters take off on a quarterback sneak right up the middle.
It's fourth down and a yard. Critical play here. There's Bartholomew. He's got the first. He's got the first down. That's Bartholomew. He's close to the 10. From this thing, he's going to be just outside the 10, so Prairie Grove can get the first without getting a touchdown. Just outside the 10. 7:39. Prairie Grove knocking on the door again.
Zach, I never encourage slowing the ball down here, but this would be a good time to do it. Chew as much time up as you can.
7:22 to go here in the first half. Prairie Grove, that's West in motion. Quick pitch out. Bartholomew, he cuts back. Weston down to about the 3-yard line. He's tackled there. That's number 11, Ryan Michaels, on the tackle.
And just based on what we've seen from 17 minutes of football, Prairie Grove is a much more physical football team than Shiloh is.
I've been saying Ryan Michaels, Ryan Marcellus on the tackle. Second down and 3. I guess they decided that they had to score, Zach, because I don't see the yard markers over there. The nose must have been touching the 10. Second and goal from the 3. 6 minutes, 35 seconds remaining. That's Schrock. He's giving 6. Daniel Schrock is in, and Prairie Grove goes up 20-7.
That's the way you answer a touchdown drive. That's how you answer it, with a nice drive of your own.
And now, with Prairie Grove,
with that play, they're up over 200 yards in total offense.
Prairie Grove has moved the ball extremely well on the ground and in the air.
At will. They've moved the ball up and down the field. The only one that's stopped them thus far has been themselves.
And now the extra point by Landon Allen. Halbert on the hold. He gets it down, and it's blocked. That could be critical later on in the game, Zach, but that's his first block of the year, I believe.
Yep.
Well, with 6:32 left, Prairie Grove 20, Shiloh Christian 7.
So you're having a fundraiser, but you don't want the same old, and you want a project that is turnkey, and you want a product that is fun and flavorable. By the way, that's a brand spanking new word. Well, think Ozark's Delight Lollipops. It's unique, it's fun, and it's highly successful. And a great way to raise some funds and have some fun doing it. Did I mention that it's flavorable? Check out the website, ozarkdelight.com, or call them at 1-800-334-8991. Ozark Delights, America's #1 fundraising lollipop, says, Go Tigers!
West Helena, Arkansas. Hey, there you go.
We just got a score from the Gravette-Ozark game. Gravette leading Ozark 7-0.
Marianne Savage watching us from West Helena. Nice to have
Marianne,
folks down in the Delta along with us.
Marianne, you're a faithful watcher of the webcast. And there's Cox. He takes it around the 5-yard line. He gets it out around the 20, and he's going to be tackled there. Christian Denton.
He is having a heck of a night.
I like Christian Denton. I like Dalton Falk tonight. They're both playing well. Everyone's playing well right now, Zach.
We've got a long way to go.
A lot of time.
About 30-25 still playing this one. Boy, if you could get a quick 3-and-out here and get the football back, or just get the ball back, because remember, Shiloh's going to get the ball to start the second half. Boy, you'd like to put up one more score before halftime.
Yeah, definitely.
Because frankly, they're not going to stop you.
They. Looks like Prairie Grove's going to call time. Looks like they may have gotten a substitution penalty if they hadn't, Zach. Someone ran on the field there late. Well, while they have a timeout, we'll take it with them. Our score, Prairie Grove Tigers 20, Shiloh Christian Saints 7.
There's been a Davis at the counter of Sterling Drugs since before most of us were born. As a matter of fact, Sterling Drugs been at the same location in Prairie Grove since 1918. And while a lot has changed in the medical field, quality customer care is not one of them at Sterling Drug. You'll find the latest in all prescriptions explained to you by Gary Davis. He's been doing it for nearly 30 years. As a matter of fact, Gary's only going to charge you for the medication. His experience, he's going to throw that in for free. Keeping you healthy since 1918. Sterling Drug, 125 East Buchanan in Prairie Grove. Proud sponsors of Prairie Grove Athletics.
Well, Zach, there's 6 minutes, 25 seconds to go here in the first half. Prairie Grove leading 20-7.
And just a couple of things to note here. I mean, Prairie Grove has 202 yards total offense, 125s on the ground. Cooper's throwing the ball well. The receivers are catching the football. They're running the ball at will. If you can get a stop here and get the football back with 4 or 5 minutes left here in the first half, you can take your time going down the field, run your offense. You could get up 3 scores.
And I know this isn't the Shiloh team we typically see, but I have seen Shiloh make comeback after comeback over the years. There's a double reverse, and it looks like he's going to look to throw it as well, but that's number 10. Drew Tyler, he tucks it to size and run. He's brought down by Brandon Nodier and Trenton Southern and Dalton Kurtzinger. Is there a flag there on the play?
Yeah, there's a flag down.
There's a flag. Zach's motioning like there may have been a face mask. Five-yard face mask. So that's going to be first down and 5 for Shiloh. Well, that's one that hasn't changed in high school versus college. In college now, no matter what, it's 15 yards. I like the 5-yarder.
They'll tack that one onto the end of the run, make it. No, it'll be 1st and 5.
1st and 5. Six minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the first half. Shiloh in the shotgun. Ball handed off there. That's Clark. Clark, nice run, brought down by Trenton Southern, and I think that is. Can't see who the other tackler was. Number 63, Jack Reynolds, also helping out, and that's a first down for Shiloh. Ball at their own 38. 6 minutes to go here in the first half.
It's not the typical hurry-up Shiloh offense, explosion offense that we've seen in the past. They're almost somewhat methodical.
And it's Clark again. He's got a lot of room this time. Brought down by Jacob Call, but Clark's going to be. He's got the first. They gave him a nice spot on that, Zach.
Yeah, they sure did.
Good spot there for Shiloh.
Yeah, we'll just say that's a Christian-friendly spot there. I don't know about that one.
5:47 to go. 1 minute, or at 1st and 10. Ball at the Shiloh 49-yard line. They're moving the ball, Zach. After their first couple of drives, and now they've
got it in gear. But Prairie Grove.
There is Clark again, and Clark.
Tell you what, they found something up the middle.
Trenton Southern and Dalton Falk on the tackle. You know, Trenton's been making some tackles here, but they're in the secondary.
Yeah, Prairie Grove's going to a two-deep zone, and they pulled one guy off the line of scrimmage, which they normally have in there as kind of a monster man. And they've definitely found something up the middle. They're starting to find some running room, which they didn't find much in the first quarter.
Prairie Grove really needs a stop here. Different quarterback in. I didn't notice that earlier. There's Clark again, and he's, again, 3 straight carries for over 10 yards. Sugg on the tackle. The quarterback in now is Casey Prairie. So Shiloh is moving the ball right up the middle at will right now.
This is reminiscent of what we saw at Asheria of Ozark, where it's just keep feeding them the football. He's got the hot hand right now. I don't think Shiloh should change anything, but Prairie Grove, I think, has gotten a little passive in their defense. They're not blitzing as much as they were in the first quarter.
Number 8, Casey Prairie in at quarterback instead of Michael Sloan. That's a different runner, number 7 this time. That's Smith.
Still got a few out of it.
Let's see, that's going to be Reynolds and Kurtzinger on the tackle. So he picks up maybe 2 yards. Ball's at the Prairie Grove 26-yard line. 2nd down and 8. 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Shiloh driving again. Now it's Parity. He's looking to pass.
He's under pressure.
And he's going to be sacked.
There you go.
That is Landon West and Jacob Call. Jacob was going after the football.
Big loss.
3rd down. Nice sack there by the Tigers. Big play. You know, I think Jacob thought he was getting the ball there. I was hoping he didn't get a unnecessary roughness there.
No, he and Landon got through. First guy tackles the quarterback, second guy goes after the ball. Not in the reverse order. That's when things go badly.
Parity's out and Sloan's back in at quarterback. 3rd down, and let's call it maybe 16 yards to go.
Just guessing here, but I think Parity's probably the better thrower. Muddle huddle.
And Prairie Grove calls a timeout.
That's an old wing T play called the muddle huddle. The center on that far side is an eligible receiver. Everybody on that side is eligible. They move the offensive line down here, put one receiver behind there. You can screen it to the guy at the bottom, or you can run a pass play off the top. I've run that play once or twice.
We call it a 99. That's what we called it. We said do the 99, and that's what we called it back
when games were in black and white.
Back when they were in black and white.
Smart call by the coaches. They looked a little unorganized. I'm sure we'll see it again at some point. But at halftime you go in, you talk about it.
Well, it's 3rd down and a 16.
The way to defense that is the front 7 or your defensive line and your linebackers go with the offensive linemen. Your defensive backs stay with the receivers in the backs. They stay with the ball. Everybody else goes.
You just kind of play a man-to-man
basically,
almost.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely made Prairie Grove exercise another timeout.
Well, it made me smile. I haven't seen that in a while. The old muddle huddle. Here we go again. Yep, see here. Now they're bringing everybody back down. The defensive backs stay where they are. Now, got to remember. There you go. Good play.
Nice play there. Who was that? That is Dalton Falk.
I don't understand what Josh Floyd's doing. You showed it once. Okay, you come back to it at a later time. You don't come back to it right after you just talked about defending it. Don't understand that at all.
Now it's 4 down. It looks like they've already made the call here. It's 4th down, 16 to go. Prairie Grove needs a stop here, Zach. There's Sloan. There's some
3-man route.
He's got a man open.
Nice play.
And that's John Halbert with a big stop for Prairie Grove.
Yep,
You've been talking about Dillinger all night. 6'3", 180. They went to him, but Halbert timed the ball.
Yes, he
did. And was able to get that knocked away.
He was in perfect trail position. He was on his back hip. When the ball went up, he didn't get lost like we've talked about. He went in, knocked the ball down, and I'll tell you what, with 3:29 to go, this is an opportunity that we've talked about all season long. This is a chance for Prairie Grove to really put a stranglehold on this game.
Well, Prairie Grove with a drive here and a touchdown, that would be 3 scores. Not insurmountable. We saw that last week at Farmington.
Yes, we did.
And we even got an onside kick to start the second half in Farmington, and still was holding our breath to the last few seconds of the game. There's Bartholomew around the left side. Get outside, Weston. Bartholomew breaks some tackles. That's a tough 5 yards there by Bartholomew.
Yep. Tell you what, though, Shiloh, after getting beat a couple of times deep, has pulled their safeties back out. They're back to 7 or 8 guys in the box instead of 10.
He picks up right at 5 yards, a tough 5 yards there for Weston. Zach, what are the penalties like tonight? Prairie Grove's had some critical ones in some
It's really not as
position.
bad as you'd think. It's 3 penalties for about 20 yards for Prairie Grove.
But 2 of them inside the 5,
Yeah,
which
two-
we still scored.
Right, two motion penalties inside the 10-yard line.
And Shiloh standing at
4 for 28.
420. Okay, so not as bad as I initially thought. And there, he throws it up. There's Halbert, and incomplete. I didn't necessarily like that ball the way it was thrown. It was kind of laid up there.
He threw it late down the middle, but you're stretching the defense out. You're making Shiloh at least conscious that you can throw the ball deep. And it's not a bad time to call a play like that. Now it's just 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5 is manageable.
Prairie Grove leading 20-7.
Cooper's
2 minutes.
just got to be careful. He's got to be careful throwing that thing late down the middle with a free safety roaming back there.
2 minutes, 40 seconds to go here in the first half. I'd like to see Prairie Grove get this first down here. That would, I think, really help out on the clock. Cooper's going to roll to his right. And he's got Landon. Cooper makes a great pass.
Catch.
Landon makes a great catch.
Tough pass. Cooper got hit as he let it go. Good catch by Landon. Good catch.
Zach, I know this year we've been somewhat critical of Prairie Grove on 3rd down conversions. Tonight they are 5 for 7 on 3rd down conversions. And then when they didn't make one, they got a 4th down conversion.
Exactly.
So moving the ball and moving the chains tonight is Prairie Grove. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the first half.
You know what we haven't seen a lot of tonight is the 5 wide, spread it out. They've sprinkled it in a little bit, but basically it's been the wing T offense tonight, and it's given Shiloh all kinds of problems.
Well, I like what we're doing. I like the way we're moving the ball. There's Landon West in motion.
Christian Denton in the backfield.
Quick pitch out to Weston. Weston is hit.
That's Christian. Is it Weston?
Weston Bartholomew. He picks up. No, that's Noah Hunter. Nope.
Okay, it was Noah Hunter.
No, it's 26. That's
Logan.
That is Logan Bartholomew, the sophomore.
Yep.
That is Weston's cousin. He picks up maybe 3 yards. I think that's his first carry of the year.
He's had a back problem most of the year and finally got in and got something going there for him.
He has speed.
That's one thing that Logan does have. Little inexperience, but boy, he does have speed.
Now Landon in motion, wide side of the field, and there is Weston if he can, and he's going to be caught.
They're starting to shoot the gaps on that sweep. You're going to want to come back with that counter to Landon off of that.
Kyle Plunkett on the tackle that time. Nice play there by Shiloh, but Prairie Grove has got 1:22 seconds to go here, trying to run a little clock. 3rd down and let's call it 8 for the Tigers. I'm a little surprised that Shiloh has not used a timeout here, but
they look a little befuddled, to be real honest with you. I mean, they just don't look like they have an answer at the moment.
Here's the 5 wide you talked about, Zach. 1 minute to go here in the first half. Prairie Grove 5 wide.
Turn around. Oh.
And he throws it, and it's intercepted. That's number 10, Drew Tyler.
Never throw the ball down the middle late.
That was a big play because now with 51 seconds, Shiloh has enough room and enough time to get some points here.
Yeah, they do.
Ladies and gentlemen that are watching, I'm going to go ahead and let you know when we first go to halftime tonight, we're going to go off the air for just a brief moment. We're going to reset some things. So, like I said, at halftime for probably about 2 or 3 minutes, you won't see anything. We'll join you back with the band and hopefully the This Week in Prairie Grove from East Lab. There's a fumble there on the snap. Pass thrown complete in the middle of the field. Tackle there. That is Nick Sugg and Jacob Call. Timeout by Shiloh. Pickup of probably 3 yards. Well, maybe only about 2 yards on the play. So 2nd down and 8. That's the first Shiloh timeout. Very important to stop them here because, as you've pointed out, they get the ball to start the second half. Again, during the timeout, just reminding you, at halftime, we will go to a off the air for just a few moments. Let's go ahead while we got a couple of seconds here and take another commercial break.
How do you tell someone that they're special?
Flowers and Friends.
How do you tell someone that they're loved?
Flowers and Friends.
How do you tell someone happy anniversary?
Flowers and Friends.
And how do you express your deepest sympathy?
Flowers and Friends.
In Prairie Grove, when your message needs to be expressed with flowers, be it fresh-cut flowers or one-of-a-kind silk arrangement, think Flowers and Friends or drive by 114 East Buchanan, or you can call them at 846.
Shiloh rolling to their left. Ball is complete in the middle of the field. Smith is open. He's tackled by Sugg, and that is Falk. 35 seconds to go. Shiloh's trying to get some points here before the half. Prairie Grove has, I don't want to say they've dominated the first half. They've had control the entire first half, and boy, the momentum swing could be huge right here. Shiloh may go deep to the end zone here. They're looking for a screen pass across the middle. He's wide open.
Route. It's the same play they ran earlier, and it's the same problem. They lost him in the zone.
They're down to the 15-yard line, 24 seconds. Prairie Grove needs to stop. Shiloh's got plenty of time because they have 2 timeouts. Shiloh looking, he's got it, he pumps, fakes, he's got a man wide open, and that is going to be
incomplete.
He
was open. He bid it. Yep, he bid on the out and up.
15 seconds to go here in the first half. Prairie Grove trying to hang on here, this 20-7 lead. Shiloh does get the ball to start the second half. That's why this is so critical. 15 seconds to go here. Second down and 10, ball at the Prairie Grove 14. There's Sloan, he looks. Incomplete, intended for Michaelis. 10 seconds left. I'm starting to think I actually know Michaelis' father. I've been sitting here for a minute, and I think I know I may be mistaken, but I believe his dad is Chris Michaelis. Timeout here for Shiloh Christian. Ball at the 14, 10 seconds remaining. The question is, if Prairie Grove holds here, does Shiloh go for the points with 3 here?
Probably. I would think that's the mentality that they play with, but I think conventional wisdom would tell you, take the points, go into halftime, you're getting the ball first. You have a chance after halftime to make it a 1-score game, and your kicker, as we've seen here, on a couple of kickoffs and extra points, it's pretty good.
Yeah, he can kick. Lee looks like a very good kicker. And I'll tell you the other thing. That we could do here is that we definitely need to watch Dillinger here. I mean, if I'm Shiloh with that height advantage, take a shot in the end zone with him.
And I'll, to use a college reference here, I'd use the old BYU 3-3-5. I'd stack 5 guys at the goal line because it doesn't matter what you do in front of the goal line. You can't let anybody behind you. I would put 5 defensive backs on that goal line and say, come after us, guys.
Well, it's 3rd down and 10. Ball at the Prairie Grove 14. Critical defensive play here. Shiloh with the ball. And he's got time. He's got a man open, and there. Intercepted! It's intercepted! Wow. Yes, sir! That is Dalton Falk with an interception, and Prairie Grove stops him with 4 seconds to go here in the first half.
Wow.
I'm glad we don't have the camera on us now.
That was not an attractive dance, my man.
Well, Prairie Grove will have the ball at the 20 with 4 seconds to go in the first half. They switched interceptions. Prairie Grove had it intercepted at the 50. Shiloh drives down to the 14, has it intercepted there, and what a way to end the first half.
It's a huge play.
There's 4 seconds left here, and I think what you're going to see is a lot of cowbells, or I should say there's 1 cowbell down there, and there's going to be a lot of folks standing and clapping. He takes a knee. And that's the end of the first half with our score, the Prairie Grove Tigers 20, Shiloh Christian Saints 7. We'll remind you, we're going to go off the air here for just a few moments. We'll rejoin you. We're going to do some reset here on the computer. We'll rejoin you here shortly. But please don't go away. We will be back in the next few minutes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We got our computer back running, and looks like we're going to be coming a little bit higher quality, I think, coming through here. And then also, with it looks like I got a couple minutes here before we start. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. Following the commercial break, we'll come back with the halftime stats brought to you by Ozark Delight Candy.
Where in Prairie Grove can you go to get your gas, grab a tank of propane, a bag of ice, your favorite snack, and a soda drink, have your breakfast or lunch prepared fresh, made to order, wash that down with your favorite drink, and follow that with a hand-dipped ice cream? There's only one place that I know of that comes close to all of that in Prairie Grove. Locally owned and operated, it has to be Frederick's One Stop. And did I mention the coffee breaks in the afternoon where all the world's problems are solved? Only at Frederick's One Stop. Proud to be sponsors of Prairie Grove Tiger Athletics.
All right, Zach, I'm going to be right here. You want to join me right here? Hey, Steve. All right. Zach, we're still finishing up. They got about 2 minutes, 39 seconds to go here before the half. Why don't you go take us through the halftime stats?
Just a couple of things that kind of stand out right away is even number of plays, but Prairie Grove's put up 215 yards on 35 plays. Shiloh to this point, 36 plays, 145 yards. I don't know when the last time you could say that was the case. We've talked all year about third down conversions. Tonight, Prairie Grove, very good. 5 out of 8 on third downs, plus a fourth down conversion. Shiloh right now at about they're 50%. They're 3 of 6. But you mentioned it in the first half. It seems like Prairie Grove has control of the game, but Shiloh's not out of it. They're one play away here on the first drive from getting right back into the ball game. And I was talking to some folks at halftime. For Prairie Grove, the key here in the second half is very simple. Slow the game down. Play one play at a time. If you can limit the damage here on the first drive, whether it's a punt, a field goal even at this point doesn't hurt you, but keep the game at 2 scores, slow everything down like they did in 2005, this game's well within reach. And I think that they've demonstrated here in the first half that they're as good or maybe better than what Shiloh's brought here in the first half.
Well, I think the other thing that we need to continue to do is we've been successful in the first half. We've moved the ball well. We've played well. We've had a few penalties. Haven't so far costly. The turnover, but each team had a costly turnover, and so it's kind of negated itself.
The exchange of turnovers here, and then the one in the end zone was huge. I mean, Cooper made a bad pass here right before the half, but they return the favor and give us the ball right back. The number that stands out to me, and it's I guess I'm sort of in shock here with the Shiloh offense. You're talking about an offense that averages 190 yards through the air every game, and to this point they're 6 out of 14 throwing for 69 yards, 2 interceptions, and we talked about it in the pregame. Shiloh turns the ball over. They turn it over with great regularity. And if Prairie Grove can get 1 or 2 more turnovers and turn those into quick points, they can put this game away, and we could have the freshmen playing by the middle of the fourth quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, this I think the thing here is this first drive of the second half will be set the tone for the second half.
The only question I guess left is if Prairie Grove can get some momentum and get a couple of touchdowns on the board, is there going to be a traffic jam trying to get by the Suburbans on the way out of Prairie Grove? I mean, as the Suburbans all head up to Springdale.
Well, we've got 25 seconds here before we start the second half. We're going to sneak one more commercial in, and we'll be back for the second half. Thank you for watching Prairie Grove Tiger football.
How do you tell someone that they're special?
Flowers and friends.
How that they're special?
Flowers and friends.
How do you tell someone that they're loved?
Flowers and friends.
How do you tell someone happy anniversary?
Flowers and friends.
And how do you express your deepest sympathy?
Flowers and friends.
In Prairie Grove, when your message needs to be expressed with flowers, be it fresh-cut flowers or one-of-a-kind silk arrangement, think Flowers and Friends or drive by 114 East Buchanan, or you can call them at 846-2137. Flowers and Friends, flowers, gifts, and more with that hometown touch.
Zach, as we get ready to start the second half, As we get ready to start the second half, it looks like Landon Allen preparing to kick. All right. Okay. Tigers preparing to start the second half. Critical second half here for Prairie Grove on the first drive. Can they play some defense here, Zach? You know Shiloh's going to make adjustments. They've been winners for a long time.
Yep.
They're not going to say, okay, we were getting beat. They will make adjustments.
You really want to avoid what happened last week, the immediate letdown. You know, just if Shiloh's going to score, make them earn it.
There's a bobble snap there by Clark, or kick there by Clark. Clark just kind of dives forward. Nick Sugg and Colby Elkins there close. He's going to dive just over the 20 to about the 20. It looks like they're going to spot at the 22-yard line. And Shiloh will start there to start the second half.
It's Colby's third tackle on special teams tonight. That's he's out there playing his butt off right now and looking to get a win, a big win here in conference.
We want to remind you, if you're watching, to go to pgtigersonline.com, go to the comment page, and let us know where you're listening from. You have to open up another web another web browser again to be able to watch and comment at the same time. There's a snap. It's handed to, that's number 7. They string that out real well. Tackled there by Landon West. That's Chandler Smith on the carry. But do go out there and make comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Also, reminding you at the end of the game will be our Steak and Shake player of the game. Also, the stats brought to you by Ozark Delight
Quick adjustment by Shiloh. They're going to the hurry up.
There's Sloan. Quick pitches out. That is.
Got a hold. Got a hold on the outside receiver.
And that was Chandler Smith, and there's a hold. We believe that's a hold.
Jacobs down.
Jacobs a major contributor to our defense. I hope he's not down long. Well, while they work there on Jacob, we're going to take a quick break.
So you're having a fundraiser, but you don't want the same old, and you want a project that is turnkey, and you want a product that is fun and flavorable. By the way, that's a brand spanking new word. Well, think Ozark's Delight Lollipops. It's unique, it's fun, and it's highly successful. And a great way to raise some funds and have some fun doing it. Did I mention that it's flavorable? Check out the website, ozarkdelight.com, or call them at 1-800-334-8991. Ozark Delights, America's #1 fundraising lollipop, says, Go Tigers! How do you tell someone that they're special?
Flowers and friends.
How do you tell someone that they're loved?
Flowers and friends.
How do you tell someone happy anniversary?
Flowers and friends.
And how do you express your deepest sympathy?
Flowers and friends.
In Prairie Grove, when your message needs to be expressed with flowers, be it fresh-cut flowers or one-of-a-kind silk arrangement, think Flowers and Friends or drive by 114 East Buchanan, or you can call them at 846-2137. Flowers and Friends, flowers, gifts, and more with that hometown touch. There's been a Davis at the...
All right, we're back with you as the Shiloh Christian had a holding call, which is going to back it up. It's going to be second down, 14 to go. Actually, I'm going to call 16 to go there. There's a pitch.
Reverse.
And let's see who's over there. Nice run there. That's...
I think that was Tyler,
I didn't see
number 10.
Number 41 there for Shiloh. That is Austin Hewitt on the carry. He gets up close to the original line of scrimmage. Let's call it a third down and 12. I did not see who made the tackle there. Was that Weston over there?
It was Dalton Falk.
Dalton Falk on the tackle. And now here comes Sloan rolling to his right. And that is going to be incomplete. Intended for number 41, Hewitt. Falk and Halbert on the coverage in a 4th and 12.
And out. You can't ask for much more than this. Now you drop John Halbert back. You get a big kick return here. Boy, you're definitely
This is an opportunity to score. Opportunity to really set a tone here in the second half.
Watch for the quick kick. Yeah, there you go.
There's a kick. John can get. He's going to let it bounce, and it's just going to roll. It's going to take a nice Shiloh bounce down to about the 33-yard line. Hewitt downs it at the Prairie Grove 33, and with 10 minutes and 13 seconds to go here in the third quarter, it's Prairie Grove 20, Shiloh 7. Zach, great opportunity here for Prairie Grove.
Yeah.
Definitely need to move the ball. Run some clock. Absolutely run some clock.
Move the football the way you have. Let's run the football. It's Weston he touched the ball 11 times in the first half, 12 times in the first half. I say he needs 20 touches in order for Prairie Grove to win. We're better than halfway there. He had 66 yards, had the nice touchdown catch. I think you've got to give right now. Shiloh has to get a steady diet at number 20.
They're in the I formation, and they get 20 on this first carry. That's Weston, and he runs hard. That's a tough. He's going to gain probably almost 7 yards there. They're going to mark it right at the 40, so he picks up 7. 6 yards there. I guess the second down and 4.
Just keep giving him the football. The big play potential's always there with Weston. He can take it 60 yards on any given play. It's always nice to get the ball to your best player, and it's always nice to have the luxury to give it to him when you want to.
Again, if you're watching, go to pgtigersonline.com, comment page. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. Second down and 6 for the Tigers. Ball at their own 40. And now Cooper Winters, just a keeper. Can he get outside? And, he's tripped up there. Nice play by Austin Hewitt. It was a foot race, and he tripped him up.
Oh, the slow-footed quarterbacks. It's a good run, though.
He's not too slow-footed. He got real close to the first. He's going to be third down and about a yard and a half to go for the first.
It's 40 yards rushing for Cooper. We're approaching his season high.
Well, he had the long run with the
fumble,
and it was great that Christian was there to pick that up. Third down and about a yard. Prairie Grove be great to get a first down here. They're stacking in the line in there. And nice play there by I've been calling Austin Hewitt a lot here in the second half. He makes a big play there.
Yeah, they went to the sweep, and the linebackers shot the gaps. That's the weakness in the play.
Good play there by Shiloh, and commend them for that. It's 8 minutes, 34 seconds to go here in the first half. Prairie Grove leading, or second half, or third quarter. Prairie Grove leading 20-7. Fourth down and 4. Tigers are going to punt. Their second punt tonight, I believe. The first one that we were able to pin them back inside around the 10-yard line. So Cooper to punt. Another nice punt. High. It's a fair catch. Dillinger, he fair catches around the 25. So with 8 minutes and 6 seconds to go here in the third quarter, Prairie Grove leading 27. Okay, here we go. Prairie Grove has the ball. Let's see, number 10, that's Drew Tyler in at quarterback. He hands it. That's Cox, and he's going to be brought down. That's Jared Murphy and Dalton Falk. There's a flag on the play. Let's see what the call's going to be. Holding against Shiloh, and that'll probably back them up. And that's going to be a 10-yard step off there against the Saints.
It's a tough way to start for Shiloh, but Prairie Grove played that one well. They strung it out.
Maybe Prairie Grove declined the penalty there. Prairie Grove is going to decline the penalty. Nope, I'm sorry. They stepped back up, so I wasn't sure if they were going to decline it. I think he's just marking it off from the wrong place. So now the ball's going to be spotted about the 11-yard line. First down and 20. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Prairie Grove leading 20-7.
And if you're Prairie Grove at this point, the exchange of punts, them backing themselves up, shooting themselves in the foot is fantastic. It really keeps the pressure off your team here.
Drew Tyler, I'm looking here. He is a 5'9" freshman.
Wow.
5'9" freshman, 5'11", 175, and he's
a good-sized freshman.
He's pretty sure-footed there. As he pretty quick feet. He picks up probably about 3 or 4 yards on a play. Second down and 17, we'll call it. So we'll call him a 3-yard pickup.
It's amazing. Shiloh's had 9 different players carry the ball tonight.
And they've had 3 different quarterbacks tonight. Of course, they've had some line up in the Wildcat, but now number 8, this is Casey Prairie. He throws a quick pass. That's number 24, David Tyler. Was that Jacob Call, or is he coming back in? I think that was. It looks like Call's back in. He just got back in the game. And did you see who made the tackle there, Zach?
That would have been, I believe it was Christian Denton. Actually, I take it back. It was Devin Falk.
Falk.
Third
down and 8 for Shiloh. Parody's in at quarterback. He's back to pass.
Corner blitz.
And Murphy. It's going to be close. It depends on where they spot it. He got it. If they're spotting it where the ref is there, I think he's got it. Yep, he got the first down. So Shiloh converts
on a 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8. That was a big 3rd down conversion for them, and it was started off 1st and 20. So Shiloh, nice run there by Parity.
He doesn't seem to be their throwing quarterback.
There's a
fumble.
And there is Jared Murphy. They bobbled the ball there on the snap. I think that's a couple times that's happened tonight, Zach.
Yeah, they just and you know what's strange is Ronnie Paulino. It's a 3-year starter for them. That sort of thing should not be happening.
Well, there's a big loss on a play. Now it's 2nd down and 21. Prairie Grove needs they need to take advantage of this bad field position for Shiloh. Almost batted down there. That's Cox.
Oh.
He breaks it, and he's finally brought down. That's Noah Hunter that finally brings him down at about the 40-yard line. Nice play there by Shiloh.
Prairie was in a blitz. They got caught.
3rd down and 2 for Shiloh. 6 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. This quarter's moving pretty quickly, Zach. Nice blocking there on the front by Shiloh. He's going to be pushed out of bounds by Dalton Kurtzinger, but Chris Cox gets the ball into Prairie Grove territory around the 46-yard line. So to Shiloh's credit, they've had 2 drives where they've had 2nd and 17, 2nd and 21, and they've been able to convert on 3rd down.
And I think it's more what Prairie Grove isn't doing. They had that play strung out perfectly. Cox made one move on the outside on the cornerback and managed to pick up the 1st down.
Perry in at quarterback, Dillinger in motion, and this is going to be 24. I believe that is Tyler. Murphy on the, there's a flag. Let's see what the call is here. Holding again. There has been, Shiloh's had some costly penalties tonight.
You just don't normally see this out of the Saints. They just don't do this very often, and I mean they are just making things just doubly tough on themselves. Now that should be a spot foul. I don't think it'll be. 1st and 20.
Well, it looks like they may have got the flag close to the original line of scrimmage. It happened. You're right. It was a spot foul, but it was just not far from the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 1st down and 18. So, well, I take that back.
This has been a
we hear our counterparts over on the Shiloh side. They're calling for that spot foul, and it looks like Coach Floyd's trying to get their attention on that as well.
When things aren't going well, feel free to complain.
So it's we got it at 1st and 20 right now. The refs are huddling. Not sure what the huddle's about.
I think they're going to move that one up to the spot, to the foul. It should be about a 1st and 14.
I believe they're going to, well, so the spot of the foul was, looks like They're going to mark off, it looks like, from the 43. So that's going to move it back to the Shiloh 47. So that'll still be a first down and probably 16 to go.
I've seen more organized
15.
More organized fights at a zoo than this.
All right, first down and 15 for Shiloh.
Whatever.
Again, Shiloh has had, this is their third time in this drive where they're starting.
Yeah, they're killing themselves here with penalties. That's what are we looking at? 6 penalties thus far.
5 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The defense has been on the field for a while this time. In motion is Dillinger. Perry still at quarterback. Nodier rushing. And Parity throws it out of bounds.
Not sure why they've gone to Parity unless there's some sort of injury to Michael Stone. I mean, Parity's not. No, it's just not. I guess not as Stone is. I guess the interception at the end of the first half might be the reason, but just not sure why they keep switching quarterbacks. Stone seems to be able to at least move the team until they get inside the 20.
Okay, second down, 15 Shiloh. They've been successful on long conversions here, and here comes Dalton Falk. He's chasing him.
Get him, Dalton.
And
There you go,
Dalton
buddy.
Falk, he's going to make the sack back at the 40-yard line. Dalton never gave up on that. He just kept on tracking him.
He has played a whale of a football game tonight. You know, he may not show up in every box score, but the plays that he's making right now are huge. And that's that corner blitz. They ran it on the play previous to that. Dalton almost got there. This time he stayed after it. He could have given up as Parity rolled away from him, but he did not give up on it.
It's third down and 24 for Shiloh.
It's third and here to Town. Now, see, here they go. They switch up their quarterbacks again.
And they've got Sloan back in at quarterback. Prairie Grove needs. Now they're in motion. Here comes an option play. This isn't. It's going to get blown up by Jared Murphy and Brandon Nodier. He just pushes him on over, Zach. Oh! And the crowd. I'm going to let you hear this.
Somebody needs to send a post-it down to Josh Floyd. The trick plays aren't working tonight.
Well, and it's not so much they're not developing. They're bobbling the ball.
They're just not sure what they're doing. And, you know, if you can't continue to go to your, as I told you at halftime, I felt like if they got behind and got desperate, they would start grab bagging for plays.
Well, this is going to be another good punt for Shiloh. The ball is bouncing. He's kind of kicking away from Halbert, who's not going to take the chance at running.
Absolutely not.
And it's taking good Shiloh bounces. But here's something interesting on that drive, Zach. They used over almost 4.5 minutes on the clock.
And went backwards.
And we basically get the ball where we gave it up a while ago, and so we didn't have to. Now it's a chance for us to get to. We could drive here and go into the fourth quarter.
This is absolutely perfect for Prairie Grove. I mean, Shiloh can do whatever they want as long as they're not getting in the end zone, and you're going backwards, eating up 4 minutes. You know, knock yourselves out.
Prairie Grove leading 20-7. 3 minutes 54 seconds to go in third quarter. A touchdown here would be great. Schrock they get Schrock. He's going to lose maybe a yard on. I think they're going to give him forward progress back to the original line of scrimmage. So Prairie Grove leading 20-7. They're going to give him maybe a half a yard there, Zach. Shiloh's they're really focusing in on the run now.
Yeah,
they're stacking
as well. They should, and they should probably keep everything. You know, if you're Shiloh at this point, Prairie Grove's not good. They don't need to. Prairie Grove can run the football. They can drain the clock, do whatever they want. Shiloh's got to come up and stop the run. Now, if you're Coach Absher, how long is it until you take a shot at this?
Well, this could be it.
Shots open.
I think Prairie Grove got it back. Prairie Grove got it back. That is a dangerous play.
You have to eat
that. Nice heads-up play there. That was number 53, Creighton Ledbetter. Now Prairie Grove's backed themselves up into a pretty deep spot. Now Prairie Grove's got a third down, and I'm going to call that about 25 yards. Well, Gravett and Ozark are tied 13-13.
think if
Third
you're
down,
Prairie Grove
22.
Here, you don't put the ball in the air.
Five
You do not.
wide, 2 minutes, 19 seconds. Prairie Grove. He's got ball intended for Landon West. Well, after a lot of movement in the first half of the ball, the third quarter has, with 2 minutes, 12 seconds,
really.
been a stalemate here in the third quarter. Prairie Grove,
0 yards here in the third quarter. 0 yards.
well, I think a lot, we lost 20 or 10 or 12 on that play, but we've had a 3 and out.
Yep.
And then this. So Prairie Grove hopefully will not rest on their laurels. Really need to have something happen good for them here because the missed extra point could play costly. That's going to take a good Prairie Grove bounce. Dillinger's going to take it. And nice. Noah Hunter, after that was Luke Johnson, stood him up, and then Noah Hunter said, I'll finish him off for you, Luke. So Dillinger gets it down to the Prairie Grove. Now Shiloh's going to start this time. Their best starting field position of the ball game.
They're going to start. They're going to do something. This is going to be this is their opportunity.
Well, you got to think Prairie Grove's defense has been on the field a lot here in the second half.
Yeah.
And they've been helped by some costly mistakes by Shiloh. So really need to step up here and make some big plays. And they're going to bring Sloan in at quarterback for Shiloh. 2 minutes, 2 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Prairie Grove still leading 20-7. Nice play by Landon West and Jacob Call. They bring down, that is Chandler Smith. Brandon Notier was coming in on a blitz there and was kind of blocked out of the play.
I don't think Prairie Grove is real concerned about Shiloh's pass game right now. And when was the last time we could say that? They're sending linebackers, they're sending defensive backs. I just don't think that Coach Absher's too concerned right now about getting burned deep. His secondary's playing great.
They are playing a good game in motion up the middle now. That's Smith again.
Nothing.
And Smith's going to be stopped by Falk. That is Dalton Falk again. And also, I think that's
He's
Kurtzinger.
everywhere tonight.
And now it's going to be a 3rd down and 10, down to 1 minute and 15 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Boy, this is a critical 3rd down. Boy, if you can get a negative play or you can get a complete stop here, boy, you'll put them in a 4th and long, and who knows what.
3rd and 9 for Shiloh. They've had some big 3rd down conversions. He's got a man open, and it's complete to Dillinger. And Dillinger's inside the 30. Brought down by Trenton Southern. Also out there helping is Colby Elkins. But big 3rd down conversion for Shiloh, Zach.
Yeah, that's a tough pass. They just ran just a combo route. They ran their inside guy towards the post. The outside receiver came in, just ran a quick hook pattern and stood in between the zone.
1st down and 10. Ball at the Prairie Grove 27. 52 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And official timeout. It looks like looks like Jared Murphy may have a little blood on his hand.
Jared's played a good game tonight. He's gotten pressure on the quarterback, made a couple of plays in Shiloh's backfield.
Looks like Luke Johnson coming in. There's some confusion. I think there's some confusion. I think when you have that situation that the team is allowed to get the man in position. First and 10, ball at the Prairie Grove 27. That's Clark. Nice tackle by John Halbert. Also helping out on the tackle coming up is, I believe that's Dalton Falk again. 5-yard pickup for 2nd down and 5 for Shiloh. 21 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Shiloh's knocking on the door of Prairie Grove again. Quick pass.
Great play.
Nice play there. Christian Denton on the nice defensive play. And that was Dalton Falk helping out again. 3rd down, 5. And that's going to bring the third quarter to a close. And after 3 quarters of play, our score, the Prairie Grove Tigers 20, Shiloh Christian Saints 7.
Let's face it, life's moving along at a faster pace these days, and every now and again you find that one stop that'll Let's face it, life's moving along at a faster pace these days, and every now and again you find that one stop that allows you to catch your breath. That one stop that reminds you of the good old-fashioned values. The one stop that hand dips their ice creams and makes hamburgers to die for. The one stop that can furnish you with propane and pizza and everything in between. And they usually call you by your name. And face it, life's moving along at a faster pace these days, and every now and again you find that one stop that allows you to catch your breath. That one stop that reminds you of the good old-fashioned values. The one stop that hand dips their ice creams and makes hamburgers to die for. The one stop that can furnish you with propane and pizza and everything in between. And they usually call you by your name and ask you about your family. Well, that place in Prairie Grove is Frederick's One Stop, serving Prairie Grove since 1975. They say, go Tigers!
Well, we're back to start the fourth quarter. It's third down and 6 for Shiloh.
Well, if you're into symmetrical numbers to this point, Prairie Grove and Shiloh, 202 yards
apiece.
Shiloh's run 12 more plays, 53 plays total on offense, just 202 yards, 3.8 per play.
3rd and 6. Here is Shiloh. There's a quarterback draw. Sloan, he is going to be close. I think it's going to be short of the first down. Southern, Call, Murphy, Kurtzinger, West, several Tigers in. Now it's going to be 4th down, and let's call it about 3 to go.
I think Shiloh understands they're in 4-down territory no matter what they did. You get half the distance on 3rd down and work for the rest on 4th.
Can the Tigers make a big stop here? 3rd down and 4. 4th down and 2. It's Sloan. He's got time. He's got a man open over there. Big tackle, yes! And that is Dalton Falk again. I'm loving him tonight, Zach. You know what I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking.
I know what you're thinking. He is everywhere tonight. I don't know what Dalton ate for breakfast this morning, but whatever it is, we ought to bottle it and sell it because that is a huge play.
Well, that's big. Zach, we need to put together a couple of first downs here.
Well, as I've said all year long, this is Weston Bartholomew time.
How many times Weston touched it tonight?
13 carries tonight, 69 yards, and he's got the one catch for the touchdown.
So he's got 14. We need a little dose of some Weston here. And he's got the first carry. He's got a little running room. Weston, he's going to get the first down. And I believe that's for Prairie Grove's first down of the second half.
I think you're absolutely correct. I should have gone to college to be an offensive coordinator. It doesn't take a genius to hand the ball to Weston and let your most dynamic player. Him, Schrock, and Cooper, it doesn't matter who has the ball. They all do the same thing. It's 5 yards. It's 10 yards.
You said I don't know what Dalton had for breakfast. I don't know what you had for breakfast today, but the color guys identified Halbert as the slot and the wing back. He's calling the plays, so I'm not sure what you ate, but it's working too. 1st and 10 for Prairie Grove. Ball at their own 34. And there is big Daniel Schrock. He's going to carry. Look at him. He continues to go. Oh, he's still up. Oh, he's going to go. First down. Those 2 runs bring the Prairie Grove. They're going to spot him back. They're going to spot him back, but we're going to give him 9 yards on that, Zach.
That was a heck of a run, boy. He never quit the leg drive. Then the offensive line gets in there with a little push. I don't know what to say here other than give the ball to Schrock or Weston.
There goes my man Dalton Falk into the game.
I think you're going to see Shiloh start to crowd that box again, and you wonder if they'll take the shot deep.
Well, they're line. They've got 9 in the box there. Bartholomew, he's got the first. He breaks he's at the 45. He's down to the 40-yard line. He's brought down by number 11, Ryan Michaelis. But not before Prairie Grove gets inside Shiloh territory. They're going to spot it just inside the 42. 9:51 to go here in the 4th quarter.
If you're Prairie Grove, you slow it down. You milk that 25-second clock. You take every second off that clock that you can possibly take. Because you're in no hurry here.
20-7.
Got to score 3 times to beat you.
1st and 10, Prairie Grove. And I think Call moved there on the line. That's going to back Prairie Grove up 5 yards. You know, an interesting thing, Zach, is that on a penalty after this, they'll start the clock up again.
Just keep doing it. you
Prairie Grove leading 20-7, 9:28 to go here in the ball game.
Weston, after that, runs up to 97 yards tonight. It'll be the first time if he can get over the 100-yard mark. He's gained over 100 since Lavaca.
I just saw the Prairie Grove guys slapping, giving some fives inside the huddle there. They're starting to get the confidence.
They feel it.
I'll tell you, a touchdown here really puts the pressure on Shiloh. 1st and 15 for Prairie Grove. They're in the I formation. There's Bartholomew. And Bartholomew just bulls his way up 5 yards.
That'll put him over 100.
Weston Bartholomew.
102 yards on 16 carries.
16 carries. He has 17 touches on the night. He did have 1 reception for, what was his reception for there?
That was, that one was back in the first two. That was
15 yards.
15 yards?
No.
Where is he?
Well, I thought 9-yard reception.
9-yard reception for the touchdown. Sorry, we were both looking at the stat program. Couldn't find Bartholomew.
2nd down and 9. There is Daniel Schrock. He's going to be close to the 1st down. My cameraman up there, Henry Top, he tells me he's got the 1st, but he's not going to get a good spot there. He's going to be a little short. Where they spotted that, I don't think he's got it. But it's a 3rd down, and it's going to be 3rd and short. Well, with 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the ball game, Zach, don't want to lose this momentum here.
It's not even about momentum at this point. You just want to milk as much time off this clock as you can because, frankly, if you burn another 2 or 3 minutes off the clock just slowly marching down the field, there's no way Shiloh's going to catch up to you.
He is inches here. This has got to be. This is Cooper Winters' time for a quarterback sneak. I see my offensive coordinator here to my right with his eyebrows high. He may have something else.
You want to stick the dagger in him right now? Just saying. If you want to stick the dagger in him now, throw it deep. And if you're Cooper, throw it as long and as high as you can. If you've got some sort of play-action gadget pass, now's the time because you can always come back on 4th down and get the yard.
The entire Prairie Grove stands are on their feet. They want this victory over Shiloh tonight. 3rd down short.
You got Denton one-on-one.
And he's got the 1st down. Daniel Schrock.
Nothing to it.
And that's another Prairie Grove 1st down. This has been a great drive for the Tigers. Prairie Grove leading 20-7, ball at the Shiloh 30. Even a field goal forces 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions.
All you need to do is make this thing a solid 2-score game.
I would love it 3 because 3 would be hard in a high school game and the way the clock runs in high school, and it would make it difficult. 7 minutes 50 seconds to go. Bartholomew, he's hitting the backfield. He fights his way, but he's not going to break that. Number 24, David Tyler, leading the tacklers for Shiloh. Loss of a couple of yards on the play. Hey, wow, they're going to back him up 2 yards. 2nd down and 12. You know, we talked about this early in the game. The last time Shiloh lost a conference game was here in 2005. They did leave our conference for a couple years, left our division. The last 3 years they've been here, haven't lost since 2005 a conference game on this field. A 40-32 loss to Prairie Grove.
One of the wildest games I've ever seen.
And there is Cooper Winters. He cuts it back in. Cooper, he's inside the 30, back down about the 26-yard line. Kind of wish Cooper would have stayed to the outside there, but
down to the 26.
3rd down and 6 for Prairie Grove.
I think you've got to be thinking Schrock, center of the field. Let Landon take a shot at it. You make this 23-7. That's a pretty tall order, especially the way the Prairie Grove defense has played tonight.
I think they need to get they got. Schrock is met about the 20. He's not going to get much. I think you may be right. I see Bartholomew looking for the kick. Shiloh's going to call a timeout, and that's going to give Prairie Grove a little time to think about what they want to do here.
Odd spot to take a timeout. 6 minutes to go. Very, very odd
while they
spot.
take the timeout, Zach, we'll take it with them. Our score, Prairie Grove 20, Shiloh 7.
I want you to try and imagine all the progress that's been made in medicine since 1918. Now try and imagine the progress that's been made in the insurance business as well. Needless to say, the changes have been massive, but Sterling Drug in Prairie Grove has kept up with it all. And Gary Davis and his staff are ready to provide you with the latest and most effective drugs, and they're going to work with your insurance companies as well. While there have been massive changes in medicine and insurance, one thing that has not changed is the quality professional care you'll receive from Sterling Drug. Sterling Drug, keeping you healthy since 1918.
Okay, Prairie Grove 4th down and a long, well, let's just call it 4th and 6.
A lot of armchair quarterbacks here in the press box.
Yeah, there are. And back to the field now. 4th down, Prairie Grove. Winters back to pass. He throws it to the end zone. And Landon West, he's got to give him 6. Prairie Grove, you said go for the dagger, Mr. Orange, and they went for it. I think you've missed your calling, Zach.
That was a great adjustment to the football by Landon West. That ball was thrown over his left shoulder, and he made a tremendous adjustment to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, with 6 minutes to go here in the ball game, Prairie Grove goes up 26-7. They've made it a 3-score game. Looks like we're going to try for 2 here. The entire Prairie Grove stands. I'm going to talk to our Henry. Is there any way you can get the Prairie Grove? Probably can't get our stance from your location, but I'll tell you what. After the play here, they are all on their feet. Timeout, Tigers.
Gutsy call. Gutsy call. 4th and 7. I guess the idea is throw it as high and as far as you can. Worst case scenario, they either intercept it in the end zone or they get the ball back at the line of scrimmage. You don't want to get a turnover where they can return the thing for a touchdown or a fumble or anything like that. But man, what a tremendous catch by Landon West. He's had some tough times this year catching the football. But boy, I'll tell you what, if you're going to show up, that is a good time to do it.
Well, I'll tell you, I just love the atmosphere here tonight. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since Prairie Grove has had a 19-point lead on Shiloh Christian. I've got it right here. Let me see here. The last time that we anywhere close to that would have been probably 1996. Prairie Grove won 27-6. So been a long time.
You want signature wins. This is one that you can put a stamp on and say, what?
You know the fans in Ozark and
we know the fans in Farmington are going to be happy with this outcome.
Yeah, we want to thank Farmington. They were so kind to us last week. I know they're our rival. They were so kind to us, and they told us they'd be cheering for us this week. And I've been texting and letting them know the status of the game. And I'll change the scoreboard here after the 2-point conversion. There is Bartholomew. He's got room. If he is
up.
He's in, and with 6:03 left to go, Prairie Grove leads, and the whole crowd is on its feet. 28-7, the Tigers lead. Well, in honor of those who we're going to just stay here and just listen to this for a bit, Zach.
I can see the fine folks across the way hitting all their electronic starts on the Suburbans and starting to head out. I can feel it coming.
Well, it's
this is tremendous. Great atmosphere tonight. And you knew it would be for homecoming, but to
well,
come out and play as well as you have.
Here's the interesting thing, and I love Coach Abner. He knew that this is Shiloh's last year in our conference. They're moving up to 5A next year.
Good luck with that.
He schedules them for homecoming before we knew that. I mean, we knew Shiloh would never be, shouldn't say never, but they were probably not going to be as good as they were a year ago. But Shiloh was picked to win the conference. He schedules them for homecoming. Prairie Grove leading 28-7. Not over yet. Don't ever want it, but 28-7 is a good lead, and we're halfway through the fourth quarter, and it's exciting here. All the Prairie Grove fans on their feet. This cheering section of the students are going nuts. Landon Allen drops a kick to Dillinger about the 27-yard line. And he's met. I think that was Trenton Southern. He meets him there along with Dalton Falk. Gosh, Zach, we've got a little time before we announce player of the game.
I know where you're leaning.
I know where I'm leaning, but it's hard not to, you got Bartholomew with 100 yards. And you can't necessarily point to stats on Dalton Falk, but he's been everywhere tonight.
Everywhere. He has made he's made plays at big times tonight, which has really, really made things hard on Shiloh.
Sloan's in at quarterback. He's rolling to his right. He's got Dillinger open, and there is
intercept.
Broken up by.
I thought he had it. No way.
Broken up by Dalton Falk. Dalton was wanting that interception. He got the interception at the half.
Yep.
So what a performance tonight by him. 2nd down and 10. For those
He's
watching,
been everywhere tonight.
If there's anybody out there still, or not out there, but if you could let us know where you're listening from or watching from, go to pgtigersonline.com.
There's that drag route.
That has worked tonight. There's Dalton. He misses that tackle.
Football.
Fumble. There's a fumble on the play. I think he got it back. He got it back. I think he got the ball back. That was Chris Cox. He gets the first down. 5:39 to go. Nice pitch and catch there. Great catch there. That's number 24, David Tyler. And a good play there. I mean, Shiloh is not going to roll over. They have not played well over the years to just die. There is Sloan. He's back to pass. He's looking for the end zone.
Intercepted.
It's intercepted. That's Christian Denton. We have some Shiloh fans comment on our page tonight, and sorry if we've offended you with any of our comments, but we call it the way we see it. We know Shiloh has been good for a long time, and we congratulate you on your success. Tonight, it looks like right now it's Prairie Grove's night. Not over yet, but appreciate you watching our webcast, especially when your guys came here with their own webcast. So we're glad you're here watching us and listening to us tonight. Prairie Grove leading 28-7 in the fourth quarter. Prairie Grove with the ball, 2nd down and 8. There's Schrock again, and Prairie Grove just grounding out the clock. 4 minutes. Shiloh's got 2 timeouts left.
They need to keep an eye on the play clock, run it down to under 5 seconds, and snap the football.
Third down and 5 for Prairie Grove. There's Bartholomew. Can he make it to the corner? Nice
West.
block. Nice tackle also there. Can't quite see who made the tackle there, but Bartholomew's going to pick up a couple, and he's going to be short of the first down, and the clock's going to run down. By the time they start it, it's going to be close to Shiloh will get the ball with about 3 minutes to go in the ball game, Zach.
Take as much time off as you can. Make sure the snap's good, the punt's good. Just get the ball out of there. Cooper's done a nice job tonight punting the football. 3 punts, 37.3 average. I'm pretty sure Shiloh will try and come after it here. Right now they've got nobody back deep. Now they're going to drop a guy back, but
that's Clark going back deep. Cooper will wait.
Good kick. Good
nice kick, and that's going to take a Prairie Grove bounce inside the 25. Going to be down right at the 20-yard line. So Shiloh will start this drive back at their own 20, 80 yards between them and the pay dirt. 2:53 remaining, and
53 yards on that kick. If you're Prairie Grove at this point, 2 or 3 guys back deep, everything in front of you. Come up, make the tackle. Look for, gadget plays or whatever, but as long as you keep everything in front of them and make them drive the field, there's not enough time left.
Okay, that is Prairie. He's in there. Oh, almost picked. Halbert went for the pickoff there. Now, Dillinger, I think Dillinger's going to go all the way. Nice run there by Dillinger.
Got a tripping penalty, attempted tripping penalty on Tanner Southern.
On Prairie Grove, so that'll be they'll tack that on, I believe. Will they tack that on, or is that a spot foul, Zach?
That should be a personal foul tacked on at the end of the play.
So that'll drop them down to probably about the 4-yard line. Prairie Grove not happy with it, but that's the right call, Zach.
I mean, you can't. This isn't soccer.
Well, 28-7, Prairie Grove leads. 2:36 remaining.
It only winds up being a 2-yard penalty, but that's just the kind of play you didn't need right there.
Well, Prairie Grove, you got to close it on out. There's Clark. Clark breaks tackles, but he's going to be caught short. Kurtzinger, and I can't see who the other tackler is there. I saw Kurtzinger finish him off. They're down to 2:17, 2:16, 2:15.
Let that clock burn.
And there he is. That is Clark in for a Shiloh touchdown.
Penalty on the field.
Flag down on the play. Let's see. I actually thought I saw Prairie Grove, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think Prairie Grove had too many men on the field.
Touchdown. So with 2 minutes and 5 seconds, Shiloh gets on the board.
PG Telcos, the proud sponsor of PG.
And this will be Hale trying the extra point, not Lee this time. Extra point by Hale is up. It's going to be good. with 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Shiloh not going to give up yet.
That kind of stings. You'd really like to get that. Excuse me. You'd like to get that. You'd like to make them earn those touchdowns, make them drive down the field and get that thing, rather than in one big play. But you still got a 14-point lead. You're going to get the onside kick here. You've got to recover it, or this thing could get a little uncomfortable. You recover the ball here. You
recover it here, and that's going to force them to take 2 timeouts, and you'll get the thing under a minute, and then it becomes very difficult. But the onside kick here is critical. And let's see the good hands. We got Falk. We got Landon West. Looks like Kurt Singer. I can't see 20. The number, is that 2? Is that Elkins or Murphy on the front? Christian Denton. So a lot of the good hands people here on the front.
Got to be careful here. Shiloh runs they run it with 2 kickers. It could come at either side.
The wind's blowing.
I'd imagine it's coming towards the bottom of the screen where more of the Shiloh players are located. There you go.
A nice play. I believe that was Landon West. He gets the onside kick. One first down, Zach, would do it. 28-14, Tigers lead. We're down to 2 minutes, 3 seconds remaining in the game. 28-14, Prairie Grove leads. Winners. And there is Bartholomew. Weston moves the pile, and there's going to be, I think that may be a late hit, but I'm not sure. It was a late flag.
Weston was the only Prairie Grove player anywhere near the flag, so I'd imagine it's either a face mask or a personal foul. Five-yard face mask.
5-yard face mask. That'll give Prairie Grove a first down.
And surprised they haven't called a timeout to stop the clock here.
Prairie Grove leading 28-14, 1 minute 43 seconds. First and 10. And there is big number 71 for Shiloh, Matt Hansen, a 6'2", 210 sophomore on the tackle on Schrock. Timeout, Shiloh Christian, 1 minute 30 seconds to go. Well, we'll take that timeout. 1 minute 30 seconds to go. Prairie Grove leading 28-14.
So you're having a fundraiser, but you don't want the same old, and you want a project that is turnkey, and you want a product that is fun and flavorable. By the way, that's a brand spanking new word. Well, think Ozark's Delight Lollipops. It's unique, it's fun, and it's highly successful. And a great way to raise some funds and have some fun doing it. Did I mention that it's flavorable? Check out the website, ozarkdelight.com, or call them at 1-800-334-8991. Ozark Delights, America's #1 fundraising lollipop, says, "Go Tigers!"
Gravett leads Ozark 20-13. So Gravett with a win would
take over
4A possession of the first place by themselves. I believe everyone else in the conference with a loss.
And then you'd have a 3-way tie between Shiloh, Prairie Grove, and Ozark. And Farmington, depending on how they did tonight. Last we heard, they were
Prairie Grove
winning.
would have beaten 2 of those 3 teams. Ozark yet to face Shiloh, yet to face Farmington.
Right.
and Shiloh has to also face those. So Prairie Grove has of what we consider the probably the top teams in the conference has Gravett left. That doesn't mean you can underestimate any of the rest. The Schrock!
Oh, there he goes.
Schrock! Heat! Give him 6! And Prairie Grove looks like we're going to bring home the victory tonight, Zach. It's 34-14.
Well, I think you can put a fork in Shiloh. That 42-game conference winning streak is over. With an emphatic, it'll be 35-14 here after Landon kicks the extra point.
And Prairie Grove fans are up on their feet. And should be. I mean, Prairie Grove is, for a long time, Shiloh has
run roughshod over this conference and many other conferences. They've been extremely successful. But like we said at the start, you lose 6 Division I players, you're going to take a step backwards. And this team's young. They're just not on par with what they've had in the past.
Landon Allen to hopefully tack on the extra point. Down, the kick is in the air and blocked again. Well, that's something that Prairie Grove should look at the film and work on for sure. Well, Schrock, how long was that run there?
That run was 36 yards.
36 yards, and Prairie Grove takes the lead, 34-14, and we're going to go ahead take one more commercial break.
PG Telco is the proud sponsor of PGTigersOnline.com, where you can find out all the very latest of what's going on with all the sports teams right here in Prairie Grove. But PG Telco is more, a lot more. They offer phone, internet, long-distance services, and bundles, making it all affordable. And that includes DirecTV. For your home or office, staying connected to the fast-paced world is as easy as calling PG Telco. Call 846-7200. That's 846-7200. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. PG Telco is the proud sponsor of PGTigersOnline.com, where you can find out all the very latest of what's going on with all the sports.
34-14, Prairie Grove leads, 1 minute, 22 seconds remaining. And something the Prairie Grove fans have wanted for a long time tonight, Zach. And as we talked about, the 42 conference win streak, the last time that Shiloh lost right here, whistle blow, the last time was right here at Tiger Stadium, 2005, the last conference loss. And here we are in a new decade, and Prairie Grove will bring the streak to an end.
It's funny. I was sitting here and I'm just looking at the stats, and we talked a lot when we were at West Fork. 250 yards rushing tonight. Prairie Grove 42 carries, 225 yards on the ground, 3 rushing touchdowns.
Total yards 336.
Yeah, the total yards is a lot closer than you would think, but
there's a final score. Gravett beats Ozark 20-13. That should give us some confidence. We had a good game with Ozark. We lost 13-10 here at home. If you'll remember that night, Zach, we were inside the 20 5 times.
Came away with very little.
Came away with 10 points, and that's credit to Ozark, and they played a great game, so I'm not taking anything away from them.
You can tell that the Prairie Grove's worked on their rushing defense tonight. Just 94 yards on 35 carries for Shiloh.
Wow.
It's 2.7 average. You're going to win a lot of football games playing that way.
Well, Zach, there's a kick that's going to go out of bounds, so Shiloh's going to get the ball in good field position with 1:22 left. Zach, it's time to start thinking about our Steak and Shake player of the game. A lot of candidates tonight. Schrock with 81 yards, Bartholomew with 108. A critical play in the game by Dalton Falk. He intercepted the pass in the end zone right before the half. Shiloh was driving.
He's made a lot of plays at timely moments when Prairie Grove really needed them.
Well, our cameraman's calling on Dalton on his vote. I think you know where mine is tonight, Zach.
I'd have to agree with you.
All right, we're going to name tonight
gets the Steak
and Shake player of the game, Dalton Falk. He was all over the field making big plays, breaking up passes, interceptions. He's our Steak and Shake player of the game. And now it's Prairie back in, a quick pass.
That's going nowhere.
And that's Chandler Smith and Prairie Grove. Good play there by Landon West. And I'm sorry, that was Jared Murphy on the stop. So with a minute left, we want to remind you at the end of the game, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Following the commercial, we'll come back with the stats brought to you by Ozark Delight Candy, 57-56. Coach Floyd's probably just going to let this run on out. He'll try to score, but Prairie Grove, there is Smith again, and he's and hard running there. That looks like Noah Hunter, Wes, Kurtzinger, one of your favorite players, Colby Elkins, all coming up to help out. 30 seconds left. And Zach.
Just a great night. Just a terrific night. And you know, a note to the 4A West. This is a young football team.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked about it all season long. This is a young football team. 37 players in the sophomore and junior class. And the freshmen are playing well. So this is a team that's going to get better as the
9 seconds, 8,
on.
And we can start celebrating tonight, folks. After 6 years, Shiloh Christian loses their first game in a conference, and Prairie Grove wins 34-14.
You know, we sat there after Heber Springs beat Shiloh, and we said, "Wow." We sat there after Greenwood put 55 on them. We said, "Wow." I guarantee you the rest of the state tonight is going to hear this score, and they're going to say, "Wow."
Yep, absolutely. Well, we're going to take a quick timeout, and then we're going to come back to you with the stats by Ozark Delight Candy.
So you're having a fundraiser, but you don't want the same old, and you want a project that is turnkey, and you want a product that is fun and fundraiser, but you don't want the same old, and you want a project that is turnkey, and you want a product that is fundraiser, but you don't want the same old, and you want a project that is turnkey, and you want a product that is fun and flavorable. By the way, that's a brand spanking new word. Well, think Ozark's Delight Lollipops. It's unique, it's fun, and it's highly successful. And a great having a fundraiser, but you don't want the same old, and you want a project that is turnkey, and you want a product that is fun and flavorable. By the way, that's a brand spanking new word. Well, think Ozark's Delight Lollipops. It's unique, it's fun, and it's highly successful. And a great way to raise some funds and have some fun doing it. Did I mention that it's flavorable? Check out the website, ozarkdelight.com, or call them at 1-800-334-8991. Ozark Delights, America's #1 fundraising lollipop, says, "Go Tigers!"
Okay, we're back. Well, Zach, great game tonight. It feels good.
I think we should all take a breath for a second and enjoy this a little bit. Enjoy the score there in the lower left, or I guess a little bit lower, left-hand corner, right hand for us. Just a couple of numbers kind of jump out at you real quick. 42 carries, 225 yards rushing for Prairie Grove tonight. Outstanding. That's 5.4 every time he ran the football. Weston came up with 108 yards on 19 carries. We said he had to have 20 carries in order for Prairie Grove to have a shot to win. He had exactly 20 touches tonight. Daniel Schrock, 36-yard touchdown run at the end of the game. 15 carries for him, 81 yards. And we've talked about turnovers. We've talked about penalties. Prairie Grove controlled both. Big turnovers. The one at the end of the first half for Shiloh was huge.
Right.
It's 20-7 at that point. If Shiloh goes in and scores, it's 20-14. You're getting the ball back to start the second half. But our man, Steak and Shake player of the game, Dalton Falk, put an end to that. And from that point on, Prairie Grove really dominated the second half of the game, probably more than they dominated the first half.
Well, winning tonight's big. And we can see tonight. Shiloh. This is not what we've seen from Shiloh over the years. We knew that coming in. But they're not a horrible football team at all, and they've got some skilled players. It looks like they missed some passes tonight. The
thing is, they had opportunities to make plays, and Prairie Grove was there to end them. The interception in the end zone. I keep going back to that one. That's a chance that Shiloh had to get back in the football game, and Prairie Grove pretty much said, no, you don't. Hidden yards in the game were a big one. Cooper, huge punt. At the start of the fourth quarter, 53-yard punt sent Shiloh back, and of course they got the long pass with the touchdown. But yards like that make things just a little bit more difficult for teams. And as Prairie Grove goes on through the year, they're going to need to continue to do things like that, play strong on special teams, limit their turnovers and their penalties. And Prairie Grove can pretty much play with anybody in the conference.
Well, I would, I guess the final thought tonight would be this. we're in a good position in the conference. We've played 3 conference games. We're 2-1. Coming down the next few games, we got Berryville on the road next week. We'll be coming to you from Berryville next week. Then following that, we come back home for senior night against Pea Ridge. Critical game there.
Pea Ridge team.
Absolutely. I mean, Shiloh only beat them by 4 points. So Pea Ridge, you cannot take that game for granted. Then we finish out with Gentry and Gravett. If you always got to play a game at a time, but
you don't want to say you're headed into the softer part of your schedule. But I think based on records and teams that we've played and they've played, this is you're not playing the toughest part of your schedule right now. We've played 3 of the 4 heavyweights in the conference, and now you may be able to take a little bit of a breather and continue to get better and continue to work on things.
But we're in the thick of this thing because if we can, of course, always a game at a time. But if you can get to that Gravett game, you have a shot because with 1 loss only, and you don't know how the rest of these are going to play out. Shiloh could beat Ozark, or Farmington could beat Ozark, and Ozark beat, you don't know who's going to beat who and how that plays out. Gravett, I can tell you, is a very good football team because last year on this field, I remember being here that night doing the webcast and looking at their roster, and they were loaded with juniors, and if I remember correctly, like 21 of 22 started.
Right.
So, big win tonight. We'll be coming back to you next week from Berryville, where Prairie Grove will take on the Berryville. Tonight, Zach, we're going to enjoy this one, and then we'll get ready for Berryville next week. I'm Lynn Gregson. This is Zach Arns. Our final score again, the Prairie Grove Tigers 34, Shiloh Christian 14. Thank you, and have a good night.
This has been a presentation of Prairie Grove Tiger Football. The broadcast of tonight's game was made possible through PG Telco, the providers of PGTigersOnline.com. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. Ozark Delight, America's #1 fundraising lollipop. Lewis Automotive, serving all of Northwest Arkansas since 1947. The Bank of Fayetteville, we're banking on your potential. Sterling Drug, serving Prairie Grove since 1918. Flowers and Friends, flowers, gifts, and more with that hometown touch. Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers, shakes, malts, and more, just south of the Northwest Arkansas Mall. J&B Auto, Prairie Grove's bumper-to-bumper parts store. And Frederick's One Stop, the one stop for all your needs when you're on the go. Also contributing to tonight's broadcast was the Prairie Grove All Sports Booster Club. Showing your Tiger pride is just a membership away. Click on PGTigersOnline.com and follow the links. And on the behalf of the administration and the East Lab of Prairie Grove High School, and on the behalf of our broadcast team, Lynn Gregson, Zach Arns, and Steve Halbert, we want to thank you for watching Prairie Grove Tiger Football. It's great to be a Prairie Grove Tiger.